Looks like I'm live according to YouTube. We're starting a little early here. I said 12 to viewers out there. So if you didn't catch that, it is close to 12 p.m. Pacific time here in the Southern Gulf Islands. It's actually 11:55 a.m. right now. So I'm 5 minutes early. Sometimes I like to be early. I'm an early guy. If you tell me to show up at your place at 12, I'm probably going to be 15 minutes early. That's just the way I am. And I'm early for work every morning. Never been late for work. You know that? So I'm early for the live stream. First, Logan's first. Right on, Logan. Good to see you in there. We got a beautiful day here on Salt Spring Island. Sunshine, clear sky, and current temperature around 7 degrees Celsius. So you can figure that out in Fahrenheit. It's around 40, 44 something degrees Fahrenheit. So seasonal temperatures here. Palms USA, how's it going, man? Nice to see you in there. It was a good live stream yesterday. When there's more people in here, I will show you the book I have and the book that we put out. And I will show you some stickers and stuff that we actually have here. Somebody says, well, you should have merchandising. Well, we do. We just don't sell it on the internet. People usually come here to the gallery and buy it. We have an art gallery here, and Wendy sells books and stickers and art and everything else in there. So, hello. I like that name, Mikolaj Kowalski. That's a good name. Is that Ukrainian, Polish, or Russian? I like that name. Yeah, good to see you guys in there. Aloha. Okay, moderators in there. And moderator and I have long chats. So moderator is going to keep an eye on things. And if things get out of hand, Polish, right on. Good to see you in there, Mikolov. And the moderator with the wrench beside his name, Zach, will take care of any trolls because we don't like trolls on our channel, right? Trolls are no good. Trolls are just a lot of trouble here on YouTube. And, years ago I was saying, and I think I mentioned this to Zach here, Palm Nation, that years ago we used to talk on these CB radios when we were younger, right? And I still talk on radios. I still got the radios here. It's still going. And there used to be trolls on there too. Hey, Aloha Joe, Warhawk, 9012. I think this guy's the guy that's coming in right now on my radios from San Antonio, Texas. But anyway, we would have trolls. Dara O'Connell. Hey, there's my friend Dara from Ireland. And Dara's got a lot of palm trees growing in Ireland. And there's somebody from Japan. No, that's Korean writing. That looks like Korean writing. You see that on my arm right there? Can you read that? That looks like Korean. That is Korean writing right there. I got that tattooed at Paradise Tattoos in Juneau, Alaska in 2012. So that looks like Korea to me. I have a question about windmill palms. Logan, go for it. This is South Korea. There we go, South Korea. Can you read that on my arm? Can you read what that says? Because the other people cannot read that. I had a good friend. You see that? You know what that is, eh? I got Chinese writing on my arms too. But yeah, I love the Korean people. Are awesome people. Trained with them for a long time. So years ago, I'm saying there used to be trolls on the old CB radio. So what we do, we track them down and pull up in their front yard, and that would shut them up pretty quick. Wunda Taekwondo. Yeah, Taekwondo. Yeah. It's spelled Tae, and then separation Kwondo. So Taekwondo. You got her. You got her, man, my friend in Korea. Nice to see you in South Korea. Do you know there's some islands in South Korea called Jeju? I think it's Jeju Island. And there's lots of palm trees on those islands off of South Korea. Logan, how should I winter protect my windmill palm in Kentucky? What I would do, Logan, is watch the weather first. So probably will make it through most of the winter without protection. But if you see there's going to be some extremely... a minute. Mississippi's coming in now. If you see some extreme cold weather coming, you might want to wrap that thing up and or box it in or something. It can get pretty cold at times in Kentucky, but I think most of your winters are pretty mild. So you can use Christmas lights around it. And the most important part is the inner crown where the fronds come out of it. So if you ever lose the outer fronds in a bad winter, you save the center spears and all that, the center heart of the palm, it'll regrow back for you, right? So Christmas lights, a lot of people like to wrap those around it, plug them in when it gets cold. No HI. No, how do you get your Yorkie to have so much drive? That's Wendy's baby. No HY. No NOHY.
440, British Columbia, Canada, standing by.
So that dog is just about 8 years old. He'll be 8 years old on April 3rd next year, and he kills rats and he kills mice. So he's a Yorkie Havanese, but he's a cranked up little thing. But you know what? He's a good dog. He's not yappy, and he sleeps right through the night. Yeah, Logan, Christmas lights, mini lights. You can put a lot of the mini lights, not the LED lights around it. The old school Christmas lights work best, C7 or C9. Palm Tree Dude, what the heck? Every time you go live, I'm not particularly busy, and I can just, hey, sweet, Palm Tree Dude is in there. Where is Pat? I don't know, but you know what? Palm Nation, Zach is keeping an eye on things. So when there's more people in there, actually there's a few people in there. So somebody had a comment on one of my videos, and they said, "Well, do you guys sell things?" I don't sell things, but Wendy has things in her gallery. So there's these stickers, right? That says Salt Spring Island, Aloha, Canada's Hawaiian Island. There's those things, and then there's these Southern Gulf Islands. It has the islands. I don't know if you can see that. It's got the islands in the eagle, and then it's got, so that's our island chain, and then it's got Southern Gulf Islands under it. And then we have these books here, right? This is a book we put out. So I'll show you what it looks like here. It's called Subtropical Flora and Garden, Salt Spring Island, BC. These were limited editions. I only did one printing of it. And let me get my glasses on here. These came out in 2013. And on the back, it says, Plant a Palm, You Can't Go Wrong, Banana Joe, 2013, Volume 1. Can you see that right there? There. So anyway, there's a sunrise in Ganges like that. So it's full of exotic stuff. And then she's got a tiki book. There's one of our tiki books right there. So right there, hardcover book. So those are some of the things that Wendy has, right? You can get them through Wendy. You just message Wendy on Facebook or talk to her on her YouTube channel, Gulf Island Rock, and she does. She ships them. She shipped them all over the world, but these are for sale in her gallery right here. That's actually the last copy of that one, and then they're done, right? So tikis, and then the Subtropical Gardens. So Subtropical Gardens of Salt Spring Island, but that was, like I say, put out in 2013. So anyway, talk to Wendy. She does all that stuff, not me. I just make videos. Can anybody? Yeah, anybody can buy the books. Yeah, you betcha. NASA just went live. Sweet, awesome, Palm Nation. Yeah, anybody can buy the books. Yeah, you can buy one of those books, Palms USA. Message Wendy. She's also on Facebook. If you look under my friends in Facebook, just look for Wendy Taylor. She's in there. Or go to Gulf Island Rock and you can message her there. Just leave a comment under one of her videos and she'll get to it. Do you have any Queen Palms? We have Benny G. Strummer. I've tried Cygris Roman Zophiana a long time ago and it died. So what I have in the garden now is Cygris Cross Butia. So far, so good. I think this is probably its third winter now and it's doing okay. If it dies, I will let you guys know. Okay, we'll do an update on it. And later on, after we get a free, we haven't had any cold weather. Everything's done very well. We haven't had any frost here, so there's no use in doing really any updates. I will do an update on the bananas to show you that I'm not BSing. Maybe this weekend I will do an update on the bananas. You can see how nice the leaves look on them. Asimenia triloba, the Toby Josh. That is not a palm, though, is it? That is a, what is that one? Is that sort of a perennial or something? You grow pawpaw there. Yeah, I have a pawpaw tree, Toby Josh. It's in a pot. I dug it out of the ground. It wasn't doing very good in the dry, rocky soil, so I have to put it somewhere else. What would you consider, Logan, extreme cold weather? Temperatures down, I'm going to say temperatures down below 15 degrees Fahrenheit and extended cold. So one night of 15 might not do anything. But if you're starting to get lots of temperatures dropping down into below 20 degrees Fahrenheit and they're starting to linger, you might want to think about doing something to the palm trees. What was your low, Queen? What was the low? That was, and it was a big one too. It was probably about 6 feet tall, and it was probably in about a 10-gallon pot. That was more than 25 years ago. I'm guessing it got down into the mid-20s, the lower 20s, something like that, maybe lower 20s. And it was in a pot, which was a bad thing. That was the worst thing. I didn't have it in the ground. They grow long. Yeah, pawpaws are very hardy. They're native to the southeastern United States, Virginia and stuff like that, and the fruit's supposed to be really good. Pawpaw. Okay, there we go. Sorry about the confusion. Okay, pawpaw tree. That's the Latin name for it. And now I know. Asamina triloba. We have one. It's in a 5-gallon pot. It's nothing to write home about. Yeah, and they grow in Ontario too. Southern Ontario, there are pawpaw trees. They like a lot of heat. At the tip, we grow lots of figs here. Okay, so the other exotic fruits we grow here: figs, guavas. People grow oranges here outside, certain species of oranges, citrus quat, pomegranate, and olives. Those are the most exotic fruits. Lots of almond trees here too. There's a lot of almond trees on Salt Spring Island. I think I actually have videos of almond trees either on this channel or my other channel. So, and that's about as exotic. I can't say we grow bananas for fruit because Musabaju don't really produce edible fruit. They're absolutely useless to eat. So they'll produce a lot of bananas. But for those of you that don't know much about a Japanese fiber banana, that's what they are actually grown for in southern Japan, or they were, maybe still are, is the fiber to make clothes and paper. Okay, so, and I think they were actually introduced there from China many, many moons ago. I watched your greenhouse video today and noticed that you have a Trachycarpus in a red 4-inch pot. Funny enough, recently planted one in an identical pot. This I was down in the volunteer state passing through, and I was in your town, and I saw one in a red pot, and I says, "Hey, I need that palm." No ice cream bananas. No ice cream bananas here. Ice cream bananas. I like blue Java bananas. I'd like to try those one time. I just found a potted up peach seedling. What? Palm tree dude, I just found a potted up. I just found and potted up a peach seedling that was in the fridge for 7 months. A peach seedling? What? So was it a peach that actually sprouted or something in the fridge? How does that work? Give me the dirt. I want to know. I mean, people grow peach trees here. There's lots of peach trees. There's fewer apricot trees. People do grow apricot trees, but there's some nice peach trees here too. Peach trees love heat. It was in the fridge, so it would. Oh, I see. So you gave it cold stratification. And, for those of you that grow eucalyptus trees, a lot of the seed needs to be cold stratification, stratified. It needed cold, yes. Riz One Mation. Hi. There's some pretty cool YouTube handles in there. Those could almost be like CB trucker handles or something. Riz One Mation. I am in Warren County. People will more musa than they do. Yeah, interesting. See, not here. It's Musella laciocarpa, Musa baju, and some people grow sycamensis. What should I do, Logan, if it snows? No, snow doesn't hurt the palm trees. Trust me, snow does not hurt Trachycarpus fortunei. It's extreme cold and prolonged cold. Snow, they grow in an area where it snows. In their native habitat, it snows on them, so don't worry about snow. Toby Josh, I'm sure you could use gumi or autumn berry. Elaeagnus. I know Elaeagnus and angustifolia to enchant some of your poor soils. Interesting. Yeah, the soil here is where we garden up on top here is really rocky. Hey, I can tell you what I bought Wendy for her birthday. She just went out. She's gone to town. And hey, Wendy, are you out of here? Okay, I'm going to tell you what I just bought Wendy for her birthday. I went to the nursery because I had to get her birthday present. I got a couple more days off because I want this cold to go. I'm stuffed up and I got a really tickle in my throat. So cannot go to work when you're feeling under the weather, right? So that's why I'm live streaming today. So anyway, I bought Wendy a Eucalyptus neglecta and I bought her a gardenia. She's already got 3 gardenias, so I bought her another gardenia for the garden, Klein's Hardy. But I bought her a Eucalyptus neglecta because she sells cut eucalyptus tree bunches out at her farm stand at the end of the driveway. And Eucalyptus neglecta will be a nice cut one. And they could have delicious fruit. Wendy's birthday is December 6th. So it's not today. It's on the 6th. And she is going to get her gift. So I kind of like the Eucalyptus neglecta too myself. So we have 2 Eucalyptus neglecta in the garden. I used to have a big one and broke in the snow many years ago. And then I got her the gardenia. Don't know. Farley Endman, don't know if this is a repeat question. Do you have plenty of nursery plants in your plenty of nursery? Yes. Salt Spring Island's a pretty big island. We're just about 17 miles in length. And there are 3 nice nurseries here. And I have the palm nursery, but there's also a field-grown palm nursery in the south end. So there's Fraser's Thimble Farms, there's Foxglove Nursery, and the Plant Farm. And I was just at Fraser's Thimble Farms, a very nice nursery. Comrade, oh, my Russian friends in there. How's it going, buddy? How's things in Russia today? Southern Russia, we know it's mild. Moscow's pretty cold at times. My neglecta smells. You can smell. Yeah, palm tree, dude. Eucalyptus neglecta is a beautiful tree. And that's what Wendy likes to put in her cuts, is very fragrant eucalyptus, the highly scented one. So right now I notice her I'm going to turn this radio off here. Right now, I know her in her bunches. She sells these bundles, bouquet bundles, but right now she's making them for Christmas. So she's got some salal in there and some laurel and stuff like that. And she's got eucalyptus nitens in there, eucalyptus debusavilli, eucalyptus parvula, and eucalyptus perniana. And what else she has in there? And eucalyptus white gum, Dollarium Pliana. So really nice bunches, and she sells a lot of them. It's just like honor system, right? There's a little money box out there. People drive by, they want one, they take it, they put their money in. Very rarely you get ripped off here. It's a pretty good system, the honor system. There's farm stands all over the island, but there's always a few bad apples in the bunch, dishonest people that will take one and put less money in or not put any money in, right? So that happened the other day. So her bundles are $10 a bundle right now. It's a swag. It's a Christmas swag. And one was taken yesterday, and there's only $5 in there, right? Would koalas survive if we? No, I don't think so. I think the winters they probably would not like. But koalas, no. But pandas, yes. Palm Nation, I had a box under my bed that I thought was full of books, and I moved it in the books closet because I decided to hold some. Oh, cool. Well, germinating seeds more important than books. Back in July, I went to grab a book and found some Trachycarpus fortunei. Oh, cool. Oh, right on. Nanotile. Nanotile's a nice one. Now, I'm going to shoot a video of what was given to me as a nanotile back in 1999. Okay. And he claimed it was nanotile. He brought a flat of them here. They were in 4-inch pots. It was a Palm Society garden tour I had here on Salt Spring Island. And the last stop is my garden here. And a guy named Fred brought them over, and he says, Joe, these are Trachycarpus nanotile. So it was seedling. It was a 2-leaf blade seedling. I stuck it in the ground and totally forgot about it. It is growing in poor, rocky soil under the shade of other palms. So maybe tomorrow I will go out and shoot a video of it, and then you can tell me if it's nanotile. I don't know. I don't know exactly. I'm not a nanotile expert, so maybe you guys can tell me. Joe, is the vine growing over the arbor, Wendy's? Yeah, that is a Clematis armandi snowdrift, and then she's got apple blossom, and she's got a bunch of those around the garden. We got one at the front of the house with holobolia. Wendy grows a lot of evergreen vines. We have other evergreen clematis as well, Cartmanii Joe, and then there's another one called Freckles. Wendy has a lot of vines. We have one blooming right now. It's called Jasmine nudiflorum. It's got yellow flowers on it. Back in July, stretch. So, wait, I think you're talking about tequila. No, he said it was nanotile, and I do have tequila, Palm Nation, but now, sometimes I really have my doubts about tequila, because often the seeds you get from these guys, they claim they're tequila, but they're not really tequila. And I've had more than my fair share of seeds that were sent to me, and I paid for them as tequila, and they weren't tequila. So the ones that I got from Europe are hopefully tequila, and maybe I'll do a video of them, and you guys can tell me if they're tequila or not. And I think the way you can tell with seedlings is the ridges down the seedling vertically. I think tequila have 2. Is that what it is? And Trachycarpus have 4, something like that. Logan Hughes, when do you think you should cover that palm? And well, like I say, Logan, watch the weather. I don't know what your weather is. I mean, if you got temperatures in the 30s and 40s, don't worry about it. But if you see temperatures that are going to drop below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, you might want to think about doing something, especially if it's a newly planted palm. Palm tree dude, if you can grow gray gum eucalyptus, you could maybe gray gum. Is that what they like? They like the gray gum. We have probably 20 species of eucalyptus in our garden. Do evergreen clematis in Canadian zone 9A? They'll grow in sandy soil, but Wendy actually added really good soil to her vines, and Wendy planted most of the vines here. I'm not really a big vine person. Wendy loves vines. Wendy likes roses too, and I really don't like. I'm not going to say I don't like roses. I'm not a big rose person, but Wendy likes roses. Palm Nation. Edie Albert is the only one I know. Yeah. And there's a guy in Utah. You can actually go, Palm Nation, you can actually go on YouTube, and there's a guy in Utah with 2 big tequila in his garden. It's funny, at Jeff's garden in Victoria, he has beautiful Trachycarpus manicure, but I didn't see any tequila, but I saw just flawless manicure. And some of them were pretty good size too. Hello from Holland, Corb. Good to see my friends from the Netherlands in there. And usually there's a couple other people from the Netherlands that join in, but I haven't seen them for a while. They were planted in April. Logan. Okay, so think about it. Watch the weather. Weather and exotic gardening goes hand in hand. Okay, I'm a weather nut here, and I have weather stations, sensors all over the place. But I have two Stevenson screens set up, but I have sensors in other areas so I can monitor temperatures. So keep an eye on the weather in your area in the Bluegrass Strait. Where in Utah? He might be near Salt Lake City, and I know it gets really cold there, so I'm guessing they probably need some protection. Palms USA. So he is in Utah, definitely. And I've commented on them before. His first ones died, and they were big too. So he bought them big from some palm grower. Hardy Palm Trees USA. Rose Shop Rob on YouTube has beautiful. That's it. That's the guy. Hardy Palm. That's the guy then. Rose Shop Rob on YouTube. So look up Rose Shop Rob on YouTube and check out his take heels. Do you guys have a pond on your property? Yes. Yes. We do have two ponds. We have one in the upper garden Wendy built, and then we have a natural one with a creek going through it. I don't protect. Yeah, I don't think Trachycarpus would need protecting down in where you are in southern Tennessee. Farley, yeah. We have a natural pond, and that's where the swamp cypress is growing. And there's lots of what are in there? Those water irises, and around it is giant pedicites, and then there's some bamboo, a grove of bamboo, and then there's a bunch of palm trees and stuff growing around it too. Jason Gillis, it's 11 in Cochrane right now and tomorrow. That's pretty good. 11 degrees Celsius in Cochrane, Alberta. You got to like that. Hopefully that lasts for you guys. So, like I say, temperatures here have been seasonal. I think seasonal here is around 8 degrees Celsius for a high and 2 for a low, something like that. So we've had not any frost here on the north end of the island. There's been numerous frosts in the cold areas of Salt Spring Island. This Saturday, I'm going to venture into a Zone 8A cold valley on Salt Spring Island. So stay tuned for a video of me harvesting palm seed from a palm I dusted with male pollen back in the spring. The first time this palm is going to make seed. It's made seed. 50 Fahrenheit in my location. 55. That's pretty warm this time of the year. That's nice. 14, no wind. 14, so 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Those Vichias are still healthy. Wow, crazy. Maybe you got this hardy strain of Vichia. Nice. In 10 years, we will have palm trees here, I think. In Cochrane, I hope so. I hope global warming kicks in that fast. That'd be like me wishing for, let's just see, to be able to grow Washingtonia robusta to maturity within 10 years. I hope so. The winters really aren't that bad here. The winters can be wet here, but never really that frigid. And I was out in the garden this morning, walking around. Wendy likes to go out in the garden every morning. She walks around with her coffee and looks at the garden. And I was out with her. I didn't stay out too long, but I walked around and just got some fresh air because I think fresh air is good when you're feeling under the weather. You go out and get a bit of fresh air. But, it's worse at night when I'm trying to sleep. That's when that's when I really get stuffed up. Where are you? I'm on Salt Spring Island, Canada. Kiribati is going to sink one day because the oceans, they say, are rising. So, cool. I will search your videos featuring your swampy pet. Yeah, check out the swampy. There's Gunner, a smaller one up in the upper pond. I had a massive Gunner down at the lower pond, but the pond years ago overflowed before I put a hole in the dam, and it flooded out the Gunner, and it just went underwater, and they don't like that. So there's massive Gunner manicotta on our island. You can see them on my YouTube channel here, Farley. Do you have a specific type of Christmas lights? No. I mean, the old school lights are best. What you don't want is LED lights, Logan. You don't want LED lights. LED lights don't give off any heat. So the old school mini lights give off a bit of heat, or the old school C9 or C7 bulbs that have filaments in them. Those give off lots of heat. Palm Nation, very meant to say those beaches are still green and healthy, I think. Well, that'd be pretty cool because could you imagine a hardy Vichia, a Christmas palm? They're pretty neat. I have videos of those on here too, loaded up with fruit. Palm tree dude, let me come to Salt Spring with a big batch of Washington. I'll try many. Well, you could. I've never bothered spreading seed around, but I've grown lots of them over the years. Like seriously, I've grown over 1,000 Robusta and Washingtonia flifera. But at my last location here, I've grown hundreds of them. I do sell them to people, and I tell them, it's not a hardy palm tree in this area. It's a short-term palm. better to put it in a pot and bring it in the wintertime. Put it in a cool storage where it's not going to freeze solid, or at least keep it dry in the winter. So I use it as a patio plant. I don't sell them as hardy plants, and I have some in the greenhouse that I grown for seed, and I have some big ones in 15, 20-gallon pots. The winters have been getting warmer. Yeah, well, that's good. Warmer winters is good, especially for exotic plant growers. Dara. It's 1 degree Celsius in Ireland here. Most of the palms are doing. Yeah, 1 degree isn't that bad. See, where Dara lives, folks, on the Emerald Isle, it doesn't really get that cold. And if you get down to the coast, like in Cork, there's a lot of nice palm trees down there. And there's palm trees all over Ireland in massive cordylines. And like I say, my wife, Wendy, is Irish Scottish, and she's been to Ireland. She went there in 2008 before we got together, and she loved Ireland. Aloha, Joe. Greetings from, oh, there you are, Natasha and Martin. Okay, because I was mentioning, it says, I know other people in the Netherlands, but you're there now. That's awesome. I see the Palm Nation deleted somebody in there, so there was a bit of spam in there. Thank you, Palm Nation. That's why we have moderators. Moderators takes here. So if you behave on here, you're not going to get deleted or you're not going to get blocked. So if everybody behaves on here, and I know most everybody here is really good, but if anybody trolls on here or spams, the man with the wrench is going to take care of them. I also have Mac Attack and Clyde, Duck Killer Clyde. Duck Killer Clyde's not in here. Have you ever planted a washi rate on the beach? No, because it's too sandy and it would never get, it would dry out, and it would dry out in the summertime. It's just, I live across the street from the beach, and our beach is absolutely beautiful. It looks like white sand, but it's crushed white shells. So no, I don't think it would actually do good here unless you watered it every day in the summer. Have you ever planted? They're actually Vichia. Oh, cool. Interesting. Maybe they will get adapted to the cooler weather. Wouldn't that be something? Logan Hughes, you're welcome, my friend. Like behind the high tide line. Yeah. Well, I could try that. I could take one down there in the spring, but somebody might steal it because it's not my beach. Very few people go down there, but people do go down there. They do have nice beaches yeah, there are nice beaches here. A lot of them are crushed white shell, and then there's some rocky beaches too. But yeah, you can check them out. And there's some sandy ones too. Jorgensen's Ghost. I'm thinking about growing some fruit trees. Well, you should. Fruit trees are great. Now, try some exotic fruit trees, Jorgens. Like try figs. Figs are good and they're pretty hardy. And then try some of the other exotic ones. Try an almond and try some peach and some apricots. They do like the heat units. I think they should build a bridge from Alaska to Europe. Now, could they do that? It would have to go to Russia, a bridge, right? I saw the garden is looking really sad. No banana leaves. Yeah, well, that's okay, Natasha. They're going to come back in the spring. Natasha, we've had no frost here yet. No frost at this end of the island yet. I believe I saw hardy palms videos of your shock growing in a greenhouse. Have you ever planted? They're not that hardy here. I've tried them before in the past, and they're kind of useless. I had the Parajubea cocoide outside, and it was doing really crappy under these big cedar trees that were sucking all the light. So I dug it out, and I put it back in the greenhouse, and now it looks like it's recovering. I'll have to do an update on it soon. Any tip for saving the banana stems? Yes. Natasha, bubble plastic. Watch my videos on winter protection for bananas, and you can see exactly what I do. So if you're in a mild enough climate, bubble plastic actually works really well. You have Butia igris mule palm. Yes, we have that in the Butia igris. Yes, we do. We have that one. That's Butia cross Cyagrus. We have that one in the ground. We also have Butia cross Jubea in the ground. If anyone questions, it must have blown. Our beach is actually pretty private, but nobody owns the beaches here, right? Anybody can go to a beach, but in order to get to our beach, you got to go down like this nature trail through the forest. It's like a 5-minute walk max, and it's cross street. It's absolutely beautiful down there. Anybody comes to visit our island here and visit me, I will take them to our beach. Any tips for saving the banana stems? I got that one. I'm just reading your comments here, guys. Fishaholics in there. You should plant palms on that little island. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Now, the problem with the little islands, Fishaholic, is there are a lot of rock out there, so you would have to pocket plant and you'd have to be there to water them. Like if I had a lot of money, if I won a big lottery, I would buy one of those islands and maybe get a lot of soil trucked in and build raised beds everywhere, like big raised rockeries, and put out lots of palms in there. It'd be kind of cool to have like a little tropical looking paradise out there, even though it's not really tropical. There's nothing tropical this far north, okay? You can have a tropical looking like garden, but there's no such thing as tropical this far north. Have you ever planted palm on the beach? No. No palms on the beach, but I probably have scattered palm seeds close to the beach. I have. I've in Tofino, I've scattered them by the beach, and same with the euculate. I don't have needle palms, but I had a question. Oh yeah, needle palms are great, Logan. Rapidophyllum hystrix is a good one to grow in Kentucky. Sable Minor, Martin. Hola, there's Martin in there. Natasha's in there. Cedar trees would protect them from the wind and the snow. Yeah, there's a lot of cedar trees here. Tons of cedar trees. But they're, you know what? I'll tell you what. Cedar trees are very difficult to grow things under because the roots fill up the soil and they suck the life out of it in water. Do they need winter protection? Oh, where you live, Logan, I would say you can grow a needle palm without protection. Where Zach lives, where Palm Nation lives in Tennessee, there are big needle palms. There's big sable minors. There are palmettos growing in Tennessee because I have seen palmettos on YouTube. There's actually one guy in Tennessee. It's an older video. I don't know if the palm's still there. Hopefully it is. And he's brushing the snow off of it. And I think he was maybe near Nashville or Memphis, something like that. I heard palms can grow in Alaska. Yeah, Jason, a guy named J.D. Rowell in the Palm Society planted one in, I've told the story before, and I'll tell it again, in Sitka, Alaska in 1992. Planted two of them. And they lasted there about 20 years before they finally petered out, I guess, in a bad freeze. But they were there. Sitka, Alaska's might be 7B, 8A, something like that in a good microclimate. Yeah, Sitka, Alaska is very mild. You know, I've been to Alaska 3 times up the Panhandle, and Sitka's an island. Big rhodos growing in Ketchikan and Juneau. Big rhodos all over the place. And a lot of the flora up there, native stuff, looks the same as here. Natasha, yes, long time no chat. I did a 2.5-hour live stream yesterday, and I do live streams pretty much every week. So we have the same bunch of people in there. And I know you were coming into the live streams when I was doing them in the summertime. So join in more often. I actually had my friend Laverne in Belgium drop in yesterday too, which is really nice. S. Bajwa, hello, sir. How are you doing? Wasn't there? I don't know about the Alaska Panhandle palm tree, dude, but there was certainly 2 of them in Sitka. And whenever I'm in Alaska, and I haven't been there since the summer of 2012, I thought, I should be bringing seed up there and spreading it around, but the customs would probably take it away from me. A bridge to would be doable. I guess it would be between Alaska and Russia. Yeah, it probably would be. You're right, because it's a little short, narrow strip of water band of water between the both, between the 2 countries. Have you ever tried eating palm seeds? Toddy palm. None of the palm seeds here. Toddy palm from the tropics I've eaten lots of times. And I've eaten palm heart too, the heart of palm. I don't like doing that too much because you got to kill a palm to get a palm heart. I'll eat anything, man. Juneau, Alaska is 8A and can. Yeah, I'll tell you what's in Juneau, Alaska. I have videos here of Juneau, Alaska. If you want to go to my YouTube channel, you will see them, and they're on either this channel or my other channel, Jungle Joe C. Remember, I have a couple channels I got going here, right? Juneau, Alaska. I love the Panhandle of Alaska. There's giant devil's club growing all over the place up there. There's salal, there's salmon berries, lots of rhododendrons, and lots of broadleaf evergreens. I did not see one Trachycarpus palm. I did see some small cordylines, but I think they're probably recently planted. But I think in a sheltered spot in Juneau, Alaska, or Ketchikan, Trachycarpus would work. But it would take another massive highway crossing Siberia to reach Euromons. Yeah, well, hardy palms, it's like trying to make a road going to our Sunshine Coast. You can only get there by ferry because it's separated from the mainland by ocean and mountains, right? But it would be possible to make a road, but they'd have to do a lot of blasting and probably take them decades. Have you ever tried pawpaw trees in your client? Yes, we have a small one in a pot. It's in a 5-gallon pot. It was in the ground and I dug it out. Just wasn't doing very well. Too dry. Juneau as palm tree. Yeah, but I don't know. I've never seen palm trees in Juneau, Alaska, but if somebody could post a video or pictures of palm trees in Juneau, I would like to see that. You know what? I think I'm gonna post a a comment or something on one of my pages, my palm groups, and I'll ask if anybody's got any photos of palm trees in Juneau, Alaska, or maybe I could even do a video and people will see it, and maybe they'll post some videos of their palm trees in Juneau, Alaska, if they exist. Which palms would you say could grow without? Sable minor in Kentucky, Rhipidophyllum hystrix. I'm trying to think what else is really hardy. Those are the two hardiest. I'm going to say those are long-term palms. I don't know. Are there long-term Trachycarpus fortunei in Kentucky? I've seen some growing there, but I don't know if they're long-term. And to me, long-term, Logan, is if it's been in the ground over 15 years without protection, then I consider it long-term. Is the same. Juneau, Alaska is the same. I don't know about that. I've been there a few times, and Seattle's only about 103 miles south of our island as the crow flies. And it's cooler in Juneau, definitely. Seattle's 8B, 9A, especially by the Puget Sound, it's like 9A. And there is Washingtonia robusta growing right by Puget Sound because I've seen pictures of it many times. It's a guy that posts pictures of it on one of my pages. Yeah, it's cooler. It's definitely cooler in Juneau, Alaska. I was there one summer, and it was August, and the high temperature was 52 degrees, and it was drizzly. I said, this feels like a late October or November day here. I've cut down all the cannas and gingers and colocaceous martin, bubble wrap bananas. Yeah, try the bubble wrap, and I think that'll work really good for you, Martin. And it's good to know that you're overwintering things. Oh, yeah, no, Seattle's way warmer than Juneau, trust me. Palm Nation's back. Logan, good. Logan, where in Kentucky are you? That's a good question. Where in Kentucky are you? There might be an 8B. I mean, maybe there's one in southern part of Sitka, Alaska, Palm Nation. Haida Gwaii, if you look at the islands far north of me, there's islands called Haida Gwaii, and Haida Gwaii is 8B. What about palm on the Crimean? Yeah, there's palms down there. There's lots of palm trees in southern Russia. Definitely lots of palm trees in southern Russia. If there were a road from Alaska, you travel to Rome, that would be cool. Could you imagine driving from here to Europe? But it'd be a long drive. Let's just see. Logan, thank you. You're welcome. You, Logan, exactly. Kamacha, Russia's far east are isolated from the rest of Russia. Connecting roads, you'd have to fly in by plane, practically like islands. Do you ever see the islands off of Alaska there? The Aleutian Islands, they stretch way down. You wonder on the southern Aleutian Islands if a palm tree would grow. Look at the latitude of the Aleutian Islands. They go way out there into the ocean, into the Pacific Ocean. I've talked there many times on my radio. There's one guy I used to talk to in Dutch Harbor in the Aleutian Islands. So, but I think it's pretty windswept there. I remember seeing him buying Alaska. No way. That is cool. That is really cool, Fishaholic. I'll have to see that. Where I live, Razamat. I live in Canada on an island in the North Pacific. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Isn't that the capital? Isn't that the capital of Kentucky? Correct me if I'm wrong. Hardy palm trees, Utah. There are totally palms in. Oh, there's tons of them there. Tons of them. Sable minor needle palms. Yep. Southern Russia has palms. Tons of palm trees in southern Russia. Huge date palms. Washingtonia, massive old jubaeas. Sochi on the Black Sea is so mild in the wintertime, and it can get cold once in a while. Go to YouTube and search palm trees in Russia or southern Russia, or palm trees in Sochi, Sochi. There's lots of them. There's even palm trees in the southern Ukraine. Trachycarpus palms. Sable minor. Yeah, try sable minor. They're totally palms. That's big palms. What do we have here? That's Washingtonias. And yeah, Washingtonias. Yes, there are. There's also, Louisville, Kentucky. Okay. You know what? There's lots of palm trees in southern Switzerland too. If you go to Lugano and Locarno, Switzerland, it is full of palm trees. And there's a guy on YouTube that has a great channel, and it's palm trees in southern Switzerland. In Switzerland, you can find them, or just enter palm trees in Switzerland, search that, and it's an amazing videos. This guy has got a series of videos of all the palm trees in Switzerland. And I've known about palm trees in Switzerland since I started growing palm trees. There's a lot of them. A lot of palm trees in Switzerland. There's huge date palms in southern Switzerland. There's washies. There's Brahia armata, 40-foot tall, 50-foot tall Brahia armata. There's 100-year-old jubeas. You name it, they grow there. Huge butias. Lexington is the second biggest city. Okay, cool. Oh, Frankfurt, KY is the... Okay, cool. I would have never thought that. Interesting, Frankfurt. Okay, thanks a lot. It's kind of like Missouri. Isn't the capital Independence, right? Is it St. Louis or Independence? And it's like Texas. The capital's not Dallas. I think it's Austin, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, people. There are palms everywhere here. Yeah, there'd be palms everywhere in Texas. Even in northern Texas, possibly. And it does get cold in northern Texas. I used to live in Florence, Kentucky. Cool. Natasha. We got a little Dicksonia Antarctica, really small. We have to. Yeah, okay. Natasha, the most important thing with Dicksonia Antarctica is protect the inner crown where the croziers come out of the middle, where the fiddleheads unfurl. That is the most tender part of a tree fern. And if that freezes, your fern is toast, all right? So protect that well with some burlap and maybe put some bubble plastic on it. That's the thing. And if it gets really cold, you want to wrap the trunk too. I've been to Switzerland. The southernmost point in Canada is an island. Your temperature really dipped. Oh, that's Point Pelee. Yeah, that's 7A down there. But I don't think there's any palms down there. I've never seen any. I gotta say, I love Tennessee and Kentucky, good states. Capital of Missouri is it's Jefferson City. Okay, I was wrong. See, thanks, thanks, Palms USA. Tree ferns are beautiful ferns. I have 3 of them. Yeah, and they grow well in Ireland. There's some nice tree ferns in Ireland. So Dara, my pal Dara, and check out Dara's channel. Dara has a YouTube channel. And I love the way you always end your videos, Dara. I will see you next time. That's Dara's trademark, right? Okay. I don't really have a trademark. I say like and subscribe. But Dara's got this trademark, and his trademark is I will see you next time. So Dara grows a lot of exotic plants in Ireland. Austin is the capital of tech. That's right. Toby, Josh. It's not even 10 cents. Oh, not even 10. Okay, so protect it well. You want Natasha, you may want to pile some leaves over top of that baby. What does it say? It didn't get so dang cold and right near the Dale Hollow. Yeah. I want to tell you something, folks. Any depression is a frost pocket, okay? So this is the way it works. If you're here, so it's better to garden up here on this slope than it is down here, okay? Because cold air is like water, and it rolls down, and it sits in the frost hollows. It sits in low spots. So on our island, they grow all the olives on this southern slope of the Burgoyne Valley. And once you go down here, it can be really frosty and cold. It's surrounded by mountains, but up here, they just don't get the frost severity like they do down here. So it's better to garden on a slope than down in a low spot because that's where cold air sits. It sits in low spots. I saw some 50-foot royal palms. Yeah, and I believe they grow well there. South Point Pelee on an island. Yeah, that's Ontario. To Anderson, Texas. Cool. Like I said, my son lived in Weslaco, Texas for a while. There's Karen, my friend, Mr. Kerrigan from Ireland. See, we got somebody else from Ireland. So, Sieran, we have my friend Dara O'Connell from Ireland in there too. So say hi to him. I'm planning on scattering in the forest behind the house. What time of the year? Best time of the year would probably be do it in the spring. I mean, you can do it in the summertime too. It's funny. Like I say, I can spread palm seeds in the forest in early summer, and they'll just sit there all summer because it's so dry. And you go out there now, or even out around parts of the garden, and they're sprouting. Hardy palm trees use the native range of sable minor actually extends way into the south. Yeah, they do. They're growing in McCurtain County, Oklahoma. I have a lot of them I've grown from seed. A lot of them from seed. I also have a lot from Warren City, Arkansas. I've grown from seed. I have a greenhouse full of them. There are palm tree. There are some big royals in southern Louisiana. You're going to see some too. Nice and mild down there, palmy and balmy. Was at Pelee last year. No. I think it's too cold for palms. Over the long term, I think Point Pelee is just too cold for palm trees. I don't know. Maybe somebody should plant some down there and prove me wrong, but it's too cold for Trachycarpus palms. We have sable minor and needle palm might work down there, though. And with protection, you could grow some trackies. And there's a lot of people in southern Ontario that grow palm trees, but you got to box them in. And I think Point Peeler would be a neat place to grow. There are cactus that grow down there. We have a straw protection and it's banana leaves. Straw. Good, good. $20 kilo for 20 kilo for €4. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what a euro is equivalent to a Canadian or American dollar, but sounds like you got the protection plan down pat, Natasha. The frost pocket effect is part of why helicopters can use to prevent frost. Oh, cool. I got to get a helicopter. I was born in Dallas, Texas. Cool. Dallas, Texas. Texas, the Lone Star State. And big winter in California. Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, they do. It moves the air. I was born, you were born in Louisville, Texas. I was born in Vancouver. Hey, good to see another Irish. Yeah. Dara O'Connell is in Ireland. So Mr. Kerrigan in Ireland, check out his channel. Dara, check out Mr. Kerrigan's channel. I still am Denton County fishing videos. Cool. Gotta love fishing. Should I protect the crown of Windmill? Yeah, I would. I mean, you put some mini lights around it, Logan. I mean, that's fine. Windmill palms are pretty resilient. They're pretty hardy plants. I've actually seen them come back easily from spear pull after a bad freeze. Not here, but at my last location. I've never had one damaged by winter here, winter cold. What is your YouTube channel about, Riz One Nation? I mostly subscribe to people's channels that are into plants and things like that. This channel is actually an exotic plant channel. If you watch my videos, you'll see. I'll check out your channel. I'll tell you what. I'm done my live stream. We'll check it out. So pretty cheap, hey Natasha? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Maybe palms. Maybe the McCurtain native sables are not really native from a local. Maybe you never know. It's kind of weird when you think that there's palms native to Oklahoma, right? But they are, and they're really tough palms too. See what we got here. I'm reading your great comments. A windmill sapling of mine had a squirrel. Oh, those darn squirrels. I heard you can eat squirrels. I'm sure there's recipes for them on YouTube, the big G. Can eat possums too. I gotta put my glasses on here. How are you, Butia? Yeah, going well. We have Butia in the ground. It's doing very, very well. The McCurtain miners are just part of a larger population that happens. Yeah, and they are tough as nails, and so are the ones from the Razorback State too. You commented on my video. The clams. Add the clams and the fish kills. Oh yeah, right. That's right too. You're the fisherman guy. You like to fish. I used to do a lot more fishing when my kids were small, and we go down to the dock, and we would catch mud shark, and we'd catch shiners and perch and stuff like that. The mud shark we just throw back. Some of them were pretty big, and I've done a lot of lake fishing here in the years. Over the years, I have not fished in one of these lakes since 1986, so it's been a long time. But I've done fishing charters up Campbell River and on the west coast of Vancouver Island, where I've maxed out on black cod, which is sable fish, and I caught halibut and salmon. 3D animation. I'll have to check it out, Riz One Nation. I'll check it out for sure after my live stream. Southeast Oklahoma is extremely beautiful. Yeah, it sounds like a great place. I think every place is beautiful in its own way, right? McCurtain has a typical southern climate. Looked up all the climate. Cool. And hamsters. Hamsters. Natasha, got any new tattoos? No, but I'm asking Wendy to do another one on me soon because our friends got married and they didn't want wedding rings. They wanted Wendy to tattoo rings on them. So I'm going to get a sable miner, and I got to figure out where I'm going to put that sable miner. I'm thinking, let's just see, maybe back here. I think I want a sable miner up there somewhere. So a sable miner palm. We got a palm. Where's my other palm? I got a palm somewhere. Oh, yeah. There it is right there. Upside down palm. There's my palm right there. I got more palms. I got some on my back. So I think I'm going to get a sable miner palm put on me somewhere. Our kitty's paws. That's cool. Natasha, you sound like you're very inked up there, gal. That's cool. And Wendy will probably get another tattoo as well. Is there any good cat? Oh, yeah. St. Mary's Lake has St. Mary Lake. It's actually St. Mary Lake. Sometimes I write St. Mary's Lake because I'm stupid, but it's St. Mary Lake. And St. Mary Lake has cutthroat trout, bass, and steelhead, or not steelhead, sometimes steelhead, rainbow. And there's some big trout in there, like really big trout. And there's boats every day I drive by. There's somebody fishing in there. Yep, there's lots of cod in the ocean around here. There is also rock cod. You got to be careful catching those things because it's a certain size limit because rock cod live a long time and they're slow growing. Go over to the far west coast and there's big halibut over there, lots of halibut. And we have salmon and we have lingcod here on this side. Do you think you could grow new roots after? If there's still some roots on it, then it's possible. But if they're all chewed off, no. You were born in 1986. Well, I'll tell you what, Riz, you're a young guy. I was married the first time in the summer of 1986. So, matter of fact, on that tattoo right there, it's hard to see now. It's getting faded. I got one done in Hawaii. It says Oahu on the top of that Hawaiian Honu turtle, and it says September 8th, 1986. But never put a woman's name on your arm. Okay, that's bad energy, bad karma. So I never put my wife's name on my arm. I got my kids' names on my arm, but I got married in 1986 the first time. And I just had my anniversary to Wendy on November 30th, and that was 4 years, but we got married on Maui. You ever Crocs? No Crocs this far north. We don't have to worry about that. It's amazing how far north. It is amazing, Jason, how far north palms can grow. And a lot of people don't realize that. That's why we're here. All of us people are here to teach those people that don't know much about palms that palm trees can be grown in places that people least expect. And that's what you people do. You guys are all advertising for palm trees as well. And I'm sure when you talk to people, palms come up in the subject, right? In the conversation. It's amazing how far north. Do you have any tracky tattoo? No track. Well, I might on my back. I got a palm frond on my back. It could be a trachycarpus. Well, it also could be a Mexican fan palm. Thanks, man. The southwestern face of northern Utah's range is classified as averaging. There's, you know what? If you go to St. George, Utah, there's tons of palm trees. Tons of palm trees there. Got to go, Palms USA. Thank you, Palms USA. And if I'm still live streaming, hop in anytime, you guys. All you guys are more than welcome. Hop in, join in the conversation. I mean, I hope you can learn something here because I learn stuff from you guys too. You know, it's not all about learning from this. I'm learning. We can learn from each other, right? We're going to visit a guy from China to check out your channel. Good, perfect. I talked to Ontario the other day on my radio here. I often talk to Ontario. I've worked hundreds of stations there over the years. And I don't know if you saw my video on harvesting waggy seeds. I harvested some waggy seeds the other day, but unfortunately, a lot of those waggy seeds are going to be hybrids. So I just contacted a friend of mine that lives in Victoria, and he's got about 15 mature 20-foot Trachycarpus wagnerianus on his property. And I just messaged him. So I want to get a bag load of pure waggy seeds from his garden. So I'm going to hopefully get some. I'm going to find out how much he's going to charge me for them, or maybe we could trade. We'll work out a deal, and we'll see. I'm just going to have to check my emails after this, and then I can offer some pure waggies from this far north. His palms are big. I'll tell you what, Trithrinax campestris. I wanted to shoot a video of my friend's garden. He's got one there. He grew 20 years ago from seed, and I'm going to say the palm's taller than me now, and it's up. The trunk on it is probably about here. Something like that, and it's got the fronds on top of it. 20 years from seed, growing in Victoria, and it does not get protected. It's absolutely beautiful. You could see pictures of it. My wife did a slideshow on her video on her YouTube channel, and it's on Gulf Island Rock is her YouTube channel, and she did that video about maybe a few weeks ago. And it's of his garden, but you'll see the Trithrinax in there. It's got spines on it like that. It's got wicked spines on the trunk. Your friend is going to charge you for seeds. Yeah, he will. Yeah, he sells them. That's his business, right? So I don't expect anything for free. He does sell palm seeds. That's his business. And he's got, in the garden, Fishaholic, thousands of wagneriana seeds growing everywhere. It's like a carpet of grass of Trachycarpus wagneriana seeds. In the middle of the Trachycarpus wagnerianus grove, he has a 25-foot or taller Trachycarpus fortunei, but it's a male, so he cuts the flowers off of it. So it's pure Trachycarpus. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's his thing. He sells seeds, so I don't mind paying for them. It's all good. I mean, I'm in the seed business too, and I'm in the palm business. So I sell palm seeds and I ship them, and I'm going to start shipping them in about. I think I'll start running my listings in about 2 weeks. Right now, Wendy just went to the post office the other day, and she said the lineup to get into the post office is absolutely insane because you know what's going on in the world today. You can only go in one or two people at a time. So in front of the post office, there's this horrendous lineup. So to mail one letter, sometimes you have to wait about 20 minutes to get into the post office, or even longer if somebody's got a bunch of parcels they got to mail. So I'm dreading it when I start selling seeds on eBay again. Hopefully, after the 15th, it'll die down a bit. You should use road size heated microclimates. So you should use brick walls, roadsides. Create. Yeah, well, there are microclimates in town here. That's not no lie. If you go into town around the buildings, it's going to be even warmer, right? But one thing we have going for us here, we do have the Pacific Ocean around us. We're surrounded by Pacific Ocean, so Salt Spring Island really is kind of one big northern microclimate. But yes, we have our colder zones here too, down in the valleys, and we have a lot of mountains. So up on tops of the mountains, you're going to get wind. Down in the valleys, you're going to get more frost. In from the ocean, it's going to get colder. Like you've seen my videos on frost, and we've had frost. We've had frost in many times in certain areas on Salt Spring Island. I got to get some water, folks. Bear with me. I'm just going to get a glass of water quickly. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. I should have had one. I didn't bring one with me. I just wanted to grab a drink of tap water there. Well water. We're on well water here. So anyway, I hope everybody's gardens are doing well, and I hope I hope your weather's going well too. I know some places are getting snow. Dara this morning posted a video of his garden, and there's snowflakes falling in Ireland, which is kind of rare. It frosted this morning here. Okay, interesting. Yeah, none here yet. None here yet. We're still waiting. Our first frost, November 16th, palm tree dude. Yeah, ours usually comes in December sometime. Logan, how many feet would you say a newly planted tree would? That really depends on the growing conditions, Logan. Like I say, and I use this one for an example, a seedling of mine on Salt Spring Island planted in 2001 in ultimate growing conditions is now 30 feet tall. And I have a video of it here on my YouTube channel. You can see it. There was snow, and yeah, it does snow in NC, that's for sure. Natasha, on the moment, it isn't going to freeze, but still lots. Well, rainy days are better than freezes, that's for sure. Our first freeze here was down to 32. That's not too bad. Yeah, I know it froze in Dallas too, because friend Tony in Dallas posted pictures on my Facebook group, people who love palm trees, and all his tender perennials or annuals and perennials are frosted. Frost was last weekend. Okay, there you go. So late frost. 32 doesn't really count. Yeah, it is. It does actually. Once temperature hits 0 degrees Celsius, that's how. That's your first frost. And where is my weather book? I have a weather book here, and I want to find it. When I'm looking for something, I can never find it. I have a very good weather book. And where is my weather book? It drives me crazy when I can't find things because I have so many books in here in my library, and it tells you about freezes and frosts and like that. And where is it? It's like missing. I don't see it in my collection here, and it's driving me crazy. Well, I guess I'll have to find it after, and then tomorrow I can share some information with you on. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, frost. This is when a first frost. Since I'm a weather observer and I know quite a bit about the weather, and I'm not just saying that. See this book right here? I bought that in Hawaii. Oh, I don't know, about a decade ago. Let's just see. Frost. Let me look up frost. Freeze. Frost. Freeze. So old school looking at a book, isn't it, folks? It really is. Frost. Measurement. Depth. Safety. Frostbite. Or let's go freeze. Maybe freeze is better. Sorry, folks, bear with me. Freeze. Well, we'll go frost. Okay, formation 1828. Heat and humidity. What is a blizzard? Urban ice. This tells you about everything. Anything you need to know about weather, it will tell you. 208. I'm going to, what is a degree day? What is the largest snowflake? What is the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth? Minus 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, folks, is the coldest temperature, and it was in Vladivostok, Antarctica. Minus 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That is absolutely insane. Wow. Can you imagine that? So let's just see. Urban slabs. Oh, okay. Is there a difference between a frost and a hard freeze? I'm going to read you this. A frost refers to ice crystals forming on the surface. The proverbial frost on the pumpkin, however, the air temperature does not necessarily need to be below 32 degrees Fahrenheit for frost to be found. Many surfaces, such as grass, metal, and glass, can cool many degrees below that of the air temperature, and is recorded by the National Weather Service. So it says announcers informing you the latest. Let's just see, what does it say here? Frost, 5 degrees below. Glass can see it says the air temperature as it is recorded by the National Weather Service in a shelter, which I use, Stevenson screens, some 5 feet above the ground. That is why you may need to scrape your car's windshield, even when the weather announcer is informing you that it's 37 degrees Fahrenheit. So my Stevenson screens are, just over 5 feet off the ground, something like that. So that's what it is. So a hard freeze is a term used by the National Weather Service to indicate air temperatures of 26 degrees or less. That's a hard freeze for at least 4 consecutive hours. It usually means the end of most annual vegetation. Okay, so that's what a hard freeze is. 26 degrees Fahrenheit or less for 4 hours. Now, a lot of people don't know that, but this is a really good book. And if you probably get it online, there it is right there. This is an awesome book. It's put out somewhere in the States, but I bought that at a bookstore in Hawaii, on Oahu, Waikiki, and I love it. So there you go, folks. It tells you everything you need to know about weather, and I know you guys are weather nuts too. I have family in Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach would be a pretty awesome place to be. That's not true. It doesn't snow in Myrtle Beach every year. No, it's pretty rare to even get heavy frost there in Myrtle Beach, isn't it? And it's rare to see snowflakes there. That is colder than dry ice. Yeah, that is so cold, man. Isn't that nuts? That is why I agreed, saying yes, true, if only happens every few years. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Needle palm can handle. Needle palm can, I think the coldest I've ever heard of a needle palm surviving, it's in one of my palm papers here, minus 29 degrees below zero, minus 29 degrees Celsius. So you guys can figure that out. Short duration, a big one. I'm going to wash my tattoos now. Kitty paws. I like to see those. I want to see those kitty paws. Okay, you take care. Wash those tattoos. Remember, folks, when you get tattoos, when you first get inked, you got to take care of them. You don't want to get your tattoos infected. So Wendy's a tattoo artist as well, right? And she didn't do all my tattoos, but she's done a lot of them on me over the years. And you always got to really take care of your tattoos properly, not to get dirt in them or anything, because it is an open wound. So when I get my next tattoo, I'll show you. I want to get a sable miner. I've been bugging it. She's been busy doing other things, but she's got the whole setup here, so I'm going to have to get a sable miner. That needle palm was in Tennessee. It might have been in Tennessee. I have a picture of it, or it was in Alabama. It was either in Alabama or Tennessee, but it survived minus 29 degrees Celsius, and it was a big mother needle palm. I know there's big needle palms in Tennessee. This was a big one. I got a picture of one here. I'll look this. My palm briefcase. I've been carrying this palm briefcase since the mid-1980s, okay? And I've gathered a lot. This is long before the internet, folks. But the hardy palm, I think the hardiest palm, it might be in there. There's a picture of a big needle palm. See this paper here? Put out in 1973. It's called the hardiest palms. And I think there's a picture of, there we are. Well-grown specimen of needle palm. Now, I don't know where this one is, but it was all black and white pictures back then, but there's a lady standing beside a gigantic needle palm right there. It's in the deep south somewhere. And you know what? I'm seeing some tropical plants around it. I'm guessing it's probably Fairchild Garden. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Maybe it tells you the coldest temperature it's handled here. Okay, this is it right here. Rapidophyllum hystrix, the hardiest palm tree in the world. A specimen growing in Rome, Georgia that's withstood minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. I got to get water again. Tickly throat's coming back. Minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. You tell me how cold that is in Celsius, folks. That is dang cold. Yeah. It might have been, there might be one like that in Tennessee too. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. You know when you got a tickly throat and it just kind of drives you crazy? So I had to run down to the kitchen to get me some H2O. Okay, minus 10 is 23 degrees Celsius. So that paper was put out in 1973, but I've heard of minus 29 degrees Celsius. There's no way it got to 10 degrees Fahrenheit in Alabama. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I got something else you'd be interested in. I have weather records of all-time lows for every single state in the U.S., and I'm going to find it in here, and it has actually been really cold in Alabama. So let's find the thing here. I have so much palm information, people, it will blow you away. So I'm going to look through here, and I will find it, and when we can continue talking, it's a printout of the all-time lows in every state of the U.S., okay? Check out this garden. That's in Vancouver. There's my kid. I took that picture. He's just about 30 now. That's Gerard Perry's garden in South Vancouver. He started planting there in 1966. It is jungle. Do you see the bananas up there? Look at the tall bananas. Those are big palm trees in there too that he grew from seed. There are mountains in Alabama, correct? So probably gets pretty cold up there. Me to live. Oh, Tyler Welch, you live close to me on Vancouver Island. Awesome. What part of Vancouver Island do you live on? Negative 10 during the Ice Age. I'm going to find this for you, and we're going to see how cold it. Well, there we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Alabama. Coldest temperature in Alabama. Where is it? Do I have it here? Alabama. Ready? Okay, minus 27 degrees. And is this in Fahrenheit or Celsius? These are in Fahrenheit. The coldest temperature ever recorded in Alabama, minus 27 degrees Fahrenheit on January 30th, 1966. And the highest temperature, 112 degrees Fahrenheit, September 5th, 1925. Do you want to hear what it was in your state? I save everything about weather, folks. Oh, you're in Victoria. Cool. That's a good place to grow palms. Okay, so we're going to tell you how cold it was in Hawaii. The coldest temperature in Hawaii, May 12th, 12 degrees Fahrenheit on May 17th, 79. I knew that. So 12 degrees Fahrenheit, May 17th, 1979. And the hottest temperature, 100 degrees on April 27th, 1931 in Hawaii. So it did reach 100. Okay, Texas. Do you want to know what it was in Texas? In Texas, the coldest temperature ever recorded in Texas, folks. Are you ready? We got to find Texas on here. Is it on here? Maybe they don't even have Texas. Oh, there we are. Texas, minus 23 degrees Fahrenheit, February 8th, 1933. And the hottest temperature, ready for this? 120 degrees Fahrenheit, August 12th, 1936. Ohio, you ready? Okay, let's go to Ohio. Ohio is right here, minus 39 degrees Fahrenheit, February 10th, 1899. That was the most wicked freeze in U.S. history, of recorded history. So minus 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and the highest temperature, 113 degrees Fahrenheit, July 21st, looks like 1934. I don't have Ireland high and low. Sorry, this is just U.S. And I know it never really gets that cold in Ireland, right? So Panhandle of Texas can get cold. Yep, northern. Does China have troops? No. I shot that video. Hey, Google, I shot that video on March 21st, 2018, okay? And because it hit national TV, the national news, it went live, national news, it went viral. So conspiracy theorists took my video and blew it way out of proportion. There are no Chinese military anywhere near Salt Spring Island or on Salt Spring Island. If those people were marching down the side of the road in Adidas track pants, I wouldn't have looked twice about. But I shot a 35-second video. I threw it on my YouTube channel. Journalists picked up on it, the news picked up on it, and it went viral when it went on television. So that's what that's all about, okay? So there's no troops here. That's all BS. California. Okay, California. Ready. California. The lowest temperature, minus 45 degrees Fahrenheit, January 20th, 1937. And the hottest temperature, 134 degrees, July 10th, 1937. How about that? I'm sure that's Death Valley. Yeah, California's got mountains too in the north, right? And they got big mountains in there too. Kentucky, high and low. Logan, Kentucky. Let's go. This is kind of fun, actually. Okay, Kentucky is minus 37 degrees Fahrenheit, January 19th, 1994. 1994. That's not that long ago. And high temperature, 114 degrees Fahrenheit, July 28th, 1930. Florida. You ready for this? Florida. And that happened in 1899 in Florida, I'm sure. So that was a bad freeze. Florida, minus 2 degrees. Oh, it did. I know where it happened to. Minus 2 degrees Fahrenheit, February 13th, 1899, Tallahassee, Florida, and 109 degrees Fahrenheit, June 29th, 1931. 1994. That's when my daughter was born. 1994. She was born April 5th, 94. So Florida. It's interesting that Florida, in northern Florida, it's been the all-time low here on Salt Spring is 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was minus 2. Florida's flat. Florida's super flat, and Tallahassee can get really cold, and I know that for a fact. The bad freeze in February 1989 was so bad in the southern U.S. that snowflakes fell as far south as Miami, and chunks of ice flowed out of the Mississippi River into the Gulf of Mexico. That's how cold it was in 1899. And a lot of people don't realize it, but that was one of the worst freezes in recorded history. Look it up. And matter of fact, I probably have it in this book. It probably talks about the worst freeze in history. This is a really awesome book, folks. And like I say, get it. Florida's not very cold, but they do get freezes there. They do get freezes. Worst freeze. Anyway, you know what? I don't even need to look at the book because you can Google it now. So can you do Virginia? Yes, I can. Virginia. Virginia, the coldest temperature ever recorded in Virginia is minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit, January 22nd, 1985. And the highest temperature is 110 degrees Fahrenheit, July 15th, 1954. Alaska, you ready for this? Ooh, man, it's cold. And when it got cold up there, I worry about it down here. Alaska, minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit, January 23rd, 1971. Hottest temperature, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, June 27th, 1915. Minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So, Natasha, hello, Natasha, my tattooed friend in the Netherlands. You know what? When it gets really cold up in Alaska, up in the Gulf of Alaska, I look at those temperatures, and then I worry about us down here because a lot of times what happens if the jet stream changes, it can pull that cold air straight down the south coast of British Columbia, and that cold air it'll hang right over top of us. And that's why we get those bad freezes every so often. It comes from up there. Can you do New Mexico? New Mexico, yes, I can, Benny G. Drummer. New Mexico is minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit, February 1st, 1951, and the hottest temperature, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, June 27th, 1994. So 26 years ago, just about 27 years ago. It doesn't say the town. It just tells you the state. So it has the minimums and maximums for each state, which is quite interesting. It would be neat to find the town or city where those took place. And I'm sure you could probably Google it. All-time low temperature for the certain places. Do you? Yes, I do have LinkedIn. Yes, I do. Yeah, I have LinkedIn. And look up Banana Joe. I'm also on Facebook, but yeah, I'm LinkedIn. Absolutely. Banana Joe, I'm easy to find. And if you love tattoos, you would love. Yeah, cool. I would. My youngest son's fully tatted up. He just turned 20 in the summertime in July, and he's got like full sleeve stuff. Wherever he travels to, he gets tattoos. So his last big one he got down in just south of Atlanta, Georgia. He was down there last summer, and then he was in New York the year before, and then before that Atlanta again, and he got tattooed in all those places. And then he gets tattooed on the Big Island. What about Arizona? Okay, Arizona, minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, January 7th, 1971. The highest temperature, 128 Fahrenheit, June 29th, 1915. I'm guessing that's Flagstaff. Shift. Yeah, the jet stream. You always got to watch the jet stream. So watch where the cold air comes from. I know you guys in the deep south, you got those guys north of you to contend with in Canada, the prairies, and there's nothing to stop that cold air from coming down. We don't get any of that cold air from anywhere else in Canada. We got the Coast Range and we got the Rocky Mountains, so we're protected. We got big mountain ranges, but it's Alaska. There's no mountain ranges between here and Alaska because we're out in the ocean. So when they open up their doors, when she opens up her doors and lets the cold air out, guess where it comes to? It comes here to Salt Spring Island. Let's just see. Joe, you should check out the great website Tropical Tidbits. Shows all the forecast models. Cool. Oh, getting to minus 40 next week. Okay, that's not good. I don't want to hear about that. See, I'm looking at our forecast right now, and our long term looks pretty mild here. So hopefully the jet stream will not pull anything down this far. But if it does, you know what? It's going to make for an interesting video of our snow-covered palm trees and our fried up bananas. Puerto Rico. I don't think Puerto Rico's on here because Puerto Rico is like a territory, right? So I don't have Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico's so tropical, it's probably never been below 55 degrees there, or maybe even 57 degrees. The Arctic bowling alley, yeah, that's one thing we don't have to worry about here is Arctic outflow winds. So when it gets cold here, it's usually very calm, but it's like a dry cold that comes down from Alaska, and it can sit over us for a few days. And it can get that cold to really damage or kill some really marginal plants. Windmill palms, I don't worry about. Sable minor needle palms, I'm not going to worry about. If you're not in a good area, Salt Spring, Butia can take a kicking, and they're more prone to losing their center spears than anything. There are big Butias on Salt Spring. Those ones are right in the Zone 9, good Zone 9 areas right on the water. Joe, you can't find me. Yeah, no, I should be Banana Joe or Banana Joe Clementi. Look up Banana Joe Clementi, my last name. I am definitely on there for sure. Natasha, I can give you my email too if you want. We have a Gulf Stream which keeps Ireland mild. You do. Dara's right. They have the Gulf Stream here on the southern Gulf Islands and the southwest coast of BC. We have the North Pacific Current and the offshore Japanese Current. Is Vancouver? Yes. Vancouver does not get any cold winds, but they can still get the cold from Alaska like we do. But Vancouver never gets any cold winds. It's surrounded by mountains. Vancouver is actually almost like an island. If you look at it on a map, it's kind of like surrounded by water, right? What is the Arctic bowling alley? Probably Alaska opening its doors, or maybe the prairies. Okay. Also, Vancouver's protected, but the jet stream change it can be right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you found me. Okay, great, Natasha. I'll have to check my LinkedIn. Have you heard of the 200-foot tall wax palm? No, 200-foot tall. No, I haven't heard of that. I didn't even know they grew that tall. Cyrostachys renga? Wow. No. You're kidding. I always thought those were native too. I always thought the wax palms were native to Indonesia or somewhere over there. Added you to. Okay, thank you, Natasha. Record low in Puerto Rico was 3 Celsius. Oh, 3 Celsius. Oh, they must have been freezing. It's like when I'm on Maui. This is really funny. When I'm on Maui, the Hawaiians are cold when it's like 67 degrees. And there was a couple of nights last year when we were there. One night got down to 67, one night 68. And I'm walking around in my t-shirt and my shorts. But the Hawaiian dude, the one guy that looks after our complex, the security guy, he had his big sweatshirt on, his like hoodie. He's like, oh man, he was cold. Palms are flat, no mountains. So if the cold blasts going to south, they can. Yeah, exactly. Sweden is mild. In southern Sweden, they do grow some palm trees. South Americans are different species. Okay, there we go. Cool. Are the Andean wax palms? Are they kind of like, or is that like a Parajubea or something like that, or a Syroxylon? Is that what they're classing as a wax palm? I will then also send you photos and videos. Oh, cool. That's great, Natasha. Sure. I don't go on LinkedIn that much, but I'm going to have to check it out more now. 67 is chilly if you're in the tropics. That's crazy cold, man, for a guy that's used to being in a tropical climate. Sam, palm tree dude, like unreal tall. 200 feet tall is crazy. That's like our trees around here, our native trees. 67 actually feels cold. It was a clear night. It had been warm for a while. Yeah. Well, here 67 is a nice night in the summer. Our nights in the summer here usually get down to around 60, something like that. High 50s and in the 60s, low 60s. I think Sroxylon species, however. Yeah, I got one in the greenhouse. Chilean wine palm is the biggest palm. Yes, it is. Fishaholic. It has the biggest trunk. There's my friend Jane from Honolulu, or actually, not Kahanapali. Now it slipped my tongue. Anyway, she's near Waikiki. Kapahulu. Hi, Jane. Aloha. Yeah, Chilean wine palm. You know, there's some big Chilean wine palm fishaholic in southern England, and the trunks are 4 foot thick across at the base. They're planted over 100 years ago. Logan, what would you do about an infestation? Ant? I don't think ants bother them. Ants should not bother a windmill palm. They're there for something else. If you have ants on your plants, ants in your pants, you probably have another problem on there. Maybe there's aphids or something else on there causing a secretion, and the ants are going after the sticky secretion. You have to go. Okay, see you later. Take care. Stay safe. Be good. Jane Tang, it's Honolulu. It's still Honolulu. Okay, cool. Jane's in Honolulu. There's a huge one at Dallas. Yeah, I know the one. I know the one, Fishaholic, because I've seen lots of pictures of it posted by Tony Cerboni in Dallas. Dara, there is a Jubea in Kells Bay. Yes, Dara, when you're there sometime, make a video of it, please. I've seen the Jubea down there, but it'd be nice to see a video of it. Jubea will grow very easily in Ireland, not a problem. I even think it will grow at Mount Stewart Gardens near Belfast in Northern Ireland. There are a lot of palm trees all over Ireland. I had a good friend that was Irish. She's passed away, Mrs. Livingston, and she'd phone me every so often when she'd get back from Ireland to visit. And I was called Mrs. Livingston, I presume. And she says, guess what, Joe? And she gets back from Ireland one time. She says, guess how many palm trees are in Ireland? And I says, now, how many palm trees are in Ireland, Mrs. Livingston? And she says, there are thousands of palm trees in Ireland, Joe. And I says, I know that. Yeah, cool. That's awesome, Derry. Yeah, make a video. That'll make a great video. In Dallas, there are heat waves where it gets down to, yeah, I know it's hot down there. Very, very hot down there. And it's the latitude, too. You got to remember, you guys are at a very southern latitude, and I'm at a very northern latitude. 48 degrees north latitude here. Vancouver is at 49 degrees north latitude. So we're not right beside Vancouver. We're off to the southwest of Vancouver out of the ocean, tucked up against southern Vancouver Island here in the southern Gulf Island chain, which is the same archipelago as Washington State San Juan Islands. Yeah, cool. That'd be great. There, do that. Take a video of it. The tallest palms, Toby Josh, are in the Cocora Valley, surrounded by, yeah, Sroxylon. Quinduens. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was Sroxylon in Colombia. Cool. The Andean Wax Palm. That's them. They're tall and they are a feather palm, right? Correct? They are a feather palm, like a coconut-like looking palm. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd like to go to Ireland one day. If I go to Ireland one day, I'm going to go visit Dara. I'm going to go visit Dara, and I'm going to shoot a video of Dara's palm garden in Ireland. That's what I'm going to do, folks. That's what I'm going to do. I should show you through this book that we have here, because, you know, I showed you the book we have. This is the book we put out years ago, okay? And if I can open this thing up, let's just see. She's got a sticker on it. Wendy. She's got a sticker on it. Anyway, it's got lots of pictures of tropical plants in it. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to go to Ireland and southern England and Scotland, and I'd like to go to southern Switzerland, and I'd like to go to Normandy, all these cooler places that grow palms where people don't expect palm trees to grow, right? And there's, like I say, palm trees in places of the world where if you don't grow palm trees and you're not into palm trees, you certainly wouldn't know that palm trees actually would exist in a place like that. Can ants kill a palm? No, I don't think ants can kill a palm tree. I don't think they're eating your palm tree, Logan. They're going for something else on your palm tree. Like Sochi, Russia. Exactly. There's lots of palm trees in Sochi. Yeah, they're like feathers. Yeah, they're pinhead species, this Roxalon. Sochi, Russia. Like I say, watch a video of Sochi, Russia, and you will see palm trees coming out of people's yin-yangs there. There's so many palm trees in Sochi, Russia. It's not even funny. So I'll put this back in my little palm folder here. I love my old-fashioned briefcase with all my palm junk in it. Isn't that cool? That's an old 60s style briefcase with all my palm junk in it. Those wax palms have narrow trunks. Yes, they do. Kind of like a sky dust or Washingtonia robusta. When you see really old Washingtonia robustas, they have really long, narrow trunks, right? With their fronds at top. Sushi sounds like sushi. Let's see. The ants won't directly kill the palm, but they harvest. That's right. That's what I said. They're after something else on the palm. Scale and mealybug. So if you have scale or mealybug or something else wrong, or a black sooty mold or something, which is actually caused by aphids a lot of times on certain plants, then the ants will come. But they're not directly eating your palm tree. So I don't think you have to really worry about that. So, folks, looks like we're into 125, 35 seconds into the live stream, and it's still going good. And you guys are still in there. Natasha, I'm going to leave the chat. Give some attention to Martin. Okay, we will see you soon, Natasha. Yes, pay some attention to Martin. Good to see you in there. And stay safe out there in the Netherlands. I always jump in anytime. Soci sounds like sushi. Yes, and I love sushi. Yeah, have a nice day, Natasha. And I'll check out your tattoos. Jane, I just Googled map Sochi and stuff. Yes, there are Phoenix canariensis there. There's Washingtonia. There are lots of Trachycarpus. That's where they had the Olympics several years ago. And I remember watching it, and I'd be looking for the palm trees. But I've known about palm trees in southern Russia since the 1980s. I've always known palm trees grown in southern Russia. There's a lot of them there. It never gets that cold there, but it can at times, once in a blue moon. You know what I mean? It's a pretty amazing climate, and you would never expect palm trees to be growing anywhere in Russia, right? When you think of Russia, you think of cold. When you think of Canada, you think of really cold, and palm trees have no business surviving in a climate like that. Well, in other parts of the world, they do. Like I said, go to Logan Botanical Gardens in Scotland. You'll be blown away, okay? Logan Botanical Gardens on YouTube in Scotland, and check out the tree ferns and palm trees and cordyline they grow there. Then go to the Tresco Abbey Gardens of England in the Scilly Isles. It's 28 miles off the coast of Cornwall. It's zone 10. It will blow you away. It's an island in England, off the coast of England, in the UK, in the Gulf Stream, that grows everything under the sun. It will boggle your mind, okay? I wrote to them back in the 1980s, and the gardener sent me a neat little program book from the gardens of all the plants, and I have it somewhere here. China is too cold to mountainous, but has palms. Yes, but you know what? Southern China is very subtropical. Parts of China are subtropical. You know what I mean? But where Trachycarpus are from, Fishaholic, there are palm trees, absolutely, up in the mountains where it snows. And a lot of other plants like camellias, rhododendrons, bamboos, growing in cool, snowy areas inland China. But if you go to southern China along the coast, it is full-blown subtropical. And Hong Kong as well. And Hong Kong, I think, is owned by China now, right? And that is like tropical or subtropical. I don't think they grow coconut palms there, do they? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, unfortunately, I think so too. So is there coconut palms in Hong Kong? Somebody find out for me. I want to know if there's coconut palms in Hong Kong. I heard Cyathea delbata and New Zealand silverfins are at 14 at Logan. Wow. Cool. That's really good to know. My friend Dara in Ireland there has Dicksonia fibrosa growing in his garden. He's got Dicksonia antarctica. I have Cyathea cooperi, and we have Dicksonia antarctica here. That's pretty hardy, Jane. Did you know Hong Kong, palm tree dude, is technically subtropical? Oh, it is. Cool. That's interesting. South of the Tropic of Cancer. But I bet you there's no coconut palms there. Is there really? Oh, Jane, cool. Thanks. Okay. Now I got to Google that. I have to Google images of coconut palms in Hong Kong, which I've never done. Coldest in Hong Kong, 37. Okay. So it never really gets that cold in Hong Kong. Dicksonia sclerosa. Sorry, Dara. So Dara has Dicksonia sclerosa, and the nursery down the road sells Dicksonia sclerosa fibrosa antarctica. I think they have Cyathea, and then there's another one too. They have Cyathea australis. How do you keep sago palms alive? In a cold climate, you're going to have to protect them. Here we grow them. We have some in the ground, and they're in a sheltered spot. We have some in front of the B&B, and we have some in front of our one in front of our back door. And I just brought the pots in bubble plastic, have them close to the house. Yeah, they're not indoor. Probably, maybe it's just too dry, the air or something, or you've let them dried out. Kerrigan, is a video of Cal's Bay Garden, the channel gardening. It has footage of a tree fern forest. Yeah, I want to see that. You know, I might, and the Jubea. Yeah, I want to see that. Okay, so gardening at, oh, I got to write that down. We got to write that down. I want to see this one in Ireland. That's what I got to see. What's it called? Gardening at Dunsta. Okay, I'm gonna check that out on YouTube. Palms. Let me put that down here. Okay, awesome. Ireland. That's so cool. I've seen Sagos. Yeah, and they grow really well in Texas, that's for sure. There's some big ones there. Lots of them in Hawaii. There's some huge ones all over Hawaii, in Waikiki. Average temps in Hong Kong in winter 60. Sometimes it gets, yeah. So it's really palmy and balmy place, Hong Kong. It's not. It doesn't get very cold there. I've seen the video. So Dara's seen the video. Cool. And I figured you would have because you live in Ireland. I have a Sago that hasn't grown 2 years. It's funny. Fishaholic, we have two sitting in front of our B&B, been there 5 years. They sat there forever. And after years, they finally did a full flush of fronds this past summer. And they only did it after I gave them some palm fertilizer and some Miracle Grow. So I hit them with the slow release palm fertilizer. Then I hit them with some Miracle Grow. And lo and behold, they send out this flush of fronds. And they look beautiful. And I have videos of them here, and they still look beautiful. They're out there right now. But summer gets very humid. Yeah. That would kill me, man. The hot and humid. I couldn't handle it. But you know what? I'd still like to visit there. Hot and humid Hong Kong, full of palm trees and good food too. Yeah, I'm sure they have the best dim sum in Hong Kong. I'm dying for some. Wendy made a stir fry the other day, a really good Asian stir fry, but I don't know if you have ever had dim sum. I'm sure Jane has had lots of dim sum. I love dim sum. It's one of my favorite Chinese meals, and we don't have anybody here on Salt Spring Island that makes dim sum. You have to go off island. But now with everything going on in the world, they got a lot of restaurants closed and stuff, so it's going to be a while before I get dim sum. I harvested several hundred sago seeds. Wow, cool. I've grown them from seed before. Winter is the best. What is Jane? Winter is the best place to visit. Yeah, winter would be a good time. What are your workouts? I'm new here. What are your workouts? Busting Buster. What workouts? You mean like working out exercise? I work out 5 days a week for about an hour. That's it. On free weights and Bowflex. Why, Sam, why do you have your Sagos in a pot? Because they look good in front. I have some in the ground, but we have them in a pot because Wendy wants them in front of the B&B. They look nice. They're on the sun deck. So when the guests enter the B&B, there's a nice clay pot of Sagos on either side of the door. No, you don't really need to fertilize your palms in the wintertime. It's weird being in a pine forest that's dry, even 90%. That's crazy, eh? I'm going to find that channel. Okay, who's this? Busting Buster. I don't know. I've never been to Hong Kong, so I can't say anything about it. I really don't know. Okay, cool, Busting Buster. Thanks. Yeah, Busting Buster, my channel pertains to gardening. Okay, it's an exotic gardening channel and palm trees and exotic gardening. And I live on an island in the North Pacific. Okay, so I live off the southwest coast of Canada on we'll say, smallish island, and that's where I grow palm trees. And all these people in here are palm nuts, right? You know, one of the cleanest places I've ever been to, and I go to all the time, is Hawaii. Man, it's clean, okay, and it's safe. Okay, Busting Buster, thanks. And I have another channel too called Jungle Joe C. If you want to see more random stuff, go to Jungle Joe C. Jungle Joe C. That's my other YouTube channel. I just throw sago seeds on top of the soil and they sprout. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, and while they like your climate, Fishaholic, I've seen lots of pictures of big ones in Texas, all over Texas. And you're not going to see them like here, but they are around on our coast and sheltered locations. Okay, right on, Busting Buster. Cool name. I like how you distinguish the North Pacific. Yeah, I'm in the North Pacific. I'm not really in the Pacific Northwest because the Pacific Northwest is in the U.S. That's the Pacific Northwest area of the United States. I'm in the North Pacific or the southwest coast of British Columbia. That's how I distinguish this from other areas, right? We are on an island. Or when I'm talking on my radio, I usually broadcast, I'm calling from the Southern Gulf Islands. See you. Okay, Dara. Take care, and thanks for coming in there and joining in the live stream. I do a lot of live streams, so anytime you're around, jump in and say hi. That is Dara from Ireland, and he grows a lot of exotic plants there too. How long does it normally take for a palm tree to sprout? Well, Logan, it really depends on the species, it depends on the growing medium, and it depends on the heat units that palm is getting, right? So generally, my Trachycarpus palms, where I grow them, they sprout in a few months. A nursery near me was selling sago. Oh, they're expensive, Fishaholic, I know. Busting Buster, yes, we grow palm trees. You can see them in my videos. It would have been old, yes. Thousands. Excuse me, folks. Buster, I grow palm trees by the thousands and thousands of them. See, the tickle throat's coming back. Let me take some water here. I believe it refers more that, yeah, it does. It does refer to Oregon and Washington. That's pretty cool, Jane. I didn't even know that. And that blows me away. I didn't think they would survive. We grow them here. There's big ones all over the island. Palm Nation's back in there. And they are expensive. Sago palms are very expensive. We have cottonwood trees. Yeah, there's cottonwood trees here too. And we actually have isolated groves of rare southwest coast aspens. There's one just around the corner from me in a wet area. Busting Buster, surprising. When did you start this hobby? When did I start plants? When I was about 6 years old in 1970. That's when I started into growing exotic plants, and that's no lie. That's when I got my first one at a giveaway at a shopping mall up on the Sunshine Coast. So it was a Schefflera. And then I got into palms. I've always been into palms. I've always loved palms since I was a little boy, but I started growing them about 35 years ago in the garden. I saw Sagos 15 to 20. Whoa, God, that's crazy, Sam. Tokyo, I think they are evergreen. That is interesting, Jane. And there's lots of Sago palms in Tokyo too, right, Jane? Look at these comments. They're an old willow near my place in Magtha. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like weeping willow trees. I have a Sago my dad bought me when I was 12. No way, that's cool. They're pretty cool plants. And, well, as most of you probably know, they date back probably to the Carboniferous age. And Brontosaurus and maybe T-Rex or whatever eats those things was probably munching on them back then. I think T-Rex ate meat and Brontosaurus ate plants. So maybe they tried taking a few bites out of the Sago back then and said, you know what? This is too plasticky for me. Let me eat something else. Because they really do look like plastic, don't they? When you look at a Sago palm, you look at the leaves, they almost look kind of fake, don't they? Yeah, they do look like mushrooms. I meant weeping willows are evergreen. That's interesting. Well, you know what? They still have their leaves on them here on Salt Spring Island. I think they've changed now, but they retain their leaves for a long time. Wow, these messages are just flying by in here. There's so many people messaging, commenting. This is great. Sago's magnolia prehistoric. Yeah, magnolias are great. At the nursery down the road, they just brought in some big southern magnolias, $300 a piece. Logan, this is pretty crazy, but do you ever try growing? We grow them here. We have lots of redwoods on Salt Spring Island. There's tons of them. We have big redwoods in our own garden on our property. I planted them just about 30 years ago now, and I have the blue Sequoia sempervirens. We have the green Sequoia sempervirens. We have Sequoia dendron giganteum. We also have Metasequoia. They got to be 60 to 70 feet tall, our redwoods. They're pretty big trees. I recently found out there are other species of yes, there's many species of arbutus trees. And on this island, you will see arbutus, our native one, which is everywhere, is Arbutus vincenzii, and also Arbutus unido. Well, there's redwoods all over Salt Spring Island. It's a common tree on people's property here, and most of them are the coast redwoods. Well, I think they're pretty much native to where you are, aren't they? In Palm Nation down there. Palms are fun. There's some weeping willow introduced. Cool. Puerto Rico. Cool. That's I would have never thought they would grow there because it's so tropical. I think the gimmick magnolias that they've been selling deciduous. Yeah, I like the big leaf magnolias, the deciduous big leaf ones, and we grow those here. Macrophyllum. Lots of naturalized magnolias in the woods. Yeah, not up here, but they do self-seed here. The giant sequoias can live for thousands of years. That's right, they can. And just like the big trees here, some of them are a couple of thousand years old, the big trees on our coast here in the rainforest. If you get up in the Great Bear Rainforest on the west coast of Vancouver Island, in our northern temperate rainforest, some of those trees are a couple of thousand years old. They're absolutely gigantic. I've been in those forests, and they are so big. I also saw a video of triple-headed sable palmetto, which is cool. At the end of Alawai Canal, on Oahu in Waikiki, there was a double-headed Phoenix sylvestris, and guess what? I got a picture of it. I never shot a video of it because before I shot videos, somebody cut the other crown off it. We have lots of natural. Yeah, I figured magnolias would naturalize there in Tennessee. Euro, that's great. There's a lot of giant sequoias in Vancouver. Yeah, there's lots of redwoods there too. Lots of redwoods or lots of monkey trees in Vancouver. I know Vancouver well, Uriel. I was definitely born there. I was born in the Grace Hospital, Toby Joss, which is Children's Hospital now. Toby Joss, 10-gallon Psychist. It's $170. That's not bad. Not too bad. How long can palm trees live? Good question. I'm thinking Jubea chilensis could probably live 1,000 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. I just called to say hello. Okay, modern video, hello to you too. And aloha. Sibio menziesii, species of Hawaiian tree ferns, 14. That is crazy, really. A species of Hawaiian tree fern that survives in Logan in Scotland. Now I got to look into that one for here. Okay, I got to look into that one, Jane. Yeah, bald cypress live a long time too, and we have one on our property. It's pretty big. You should try growing yucca, Tom. So I know that one. Don't have it in our garden though. It's fully hardy here though. Fishaholic. Uriel, the botanical garden in Vancouver have quite a. Yeah, they do. My favorite garden is Van Dusen Botanical Gardens, and I'm going to tell you something, Uriel. I went there on opening day in 1975 when I was 11 years old. Okay, and there's nice palms in there, and I love those gardens because they're more wild looking. I'm not much into Bouchard Gardens, but to me, Van Dusen is way better. Live until they cut them down. Yeah, that's true. Until they cut them down, and that happens too. Sam, Palm Nation, you should know the East Tennessee. East Tennessee is. Yeah, I'm not too sure if they're native down there or not. I grow Texas. Oh yeah, I got to get one of those for the garden. Psychids have killed many dogs. Yeah. Well, it's got to make sure your dogs do. We have a dog, and we're lucky it hasn't eaten any of our poisonous plants because we have oleander too. Yeah. Yeah, Uriel, I was there opening day in 1975. I was 11 years old. I went with my best friend that lived next door because his mom and dad wanted to go to it, and they told me to come, and I really didn't want to go at first, but I did, and I really had a lot of fun. So I went. I was 11 years old back then. And that's where our Palm Society meetings are held at the Flora Hall classroom at Van Dusen. All of our Palm Society meetings, and I don't go to them anymore because I live on Salt Spring Island, but I've been to only one Palm Society meeting since I've lived on Salt Spring in the last few decades. But I used to go to every Palm Society meeting every 3 months. Once every 3 months, I'd be at Van Dusen Gardens, and I'd walk around the gardens because I could go in through the gardens. There's a lot of bald cypress. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Cool. And there's a bunch of them growing at Van Dusen Gardens in Vancouver, too, in the swamp. There's a grove of them. 130 foot tall. You got to love it. Van Dusen is one of the best. Another nice one is Little Mountain's pretty nice too. Up at Queen Elizabeth. Gets tall. I'm going to try that. I got to get some Fraxonii. Faxonia. Faxonia. Right? That's a nice hardy one too because I've seen it. There was a guy in Massachusetts years ago that grew one in his garden, and he used to get pretty cold there. They're really nice, yes. And I'd have to grow up from seed here because nobody sells them. So there's a bunch of long leaf reintroduction programs here. Yes, lots of bald cypress in Van Dusen, especially just west of the Great Dismal Swamp. Dismal Swamp. Ours is growing in our pond, And in the summertime, it's more like a swamp because it loses the water in it, right? It dries up, but it's always wet down there. I threw a bunch of palm seeds in there this summer. Hopefully, they'll sprout in the pond when it was just mud. But the water's been flowing through there pretty good. So my guess is that the palm seeds have got washed away because there's a lot of water flowing through the creek right now. But uh, when the creek was pretty much dry in the summertime, which it was, I threw a lot of palm seed in there. So we'll see if they germinate. Yucca Thompsonia, Fraxonia, Glossier, my favorite. And Gloriosa. There's some big elatas on the coast here too. Rostrata, big elata in Richmond, but there's lots of Yucca rostratas on our coast, and some of them are over 10 feet tall. I can actually post some pictures. My friend took some pictures of them. I can post them in my group, my palm group. Yucca Swampsonii. I don't think they would survive down there because we all know yuccas like fast draining soil, and only those little palms I have growing down there seem to handle it. So far, so good. We'll see how long they last. They've been there for years now. So anyway, it was just an experiment, and I just keep throwing seed around there. So the ones that take make it. King ferns get huge. I have a what the heck fern do I have? It's a chain fern. I have a giant chain fern out in the garden, but it's a small one right now. Wendy collects ferns. Wendy has a ton of ferns in our garden, and most every one of them is evergreen. I should do a video on the fern sometime. So Wendy loves evergreen ferns. So she's got a very big fern collection, and some of them are just amazing. Just amazing the ferns that she has in there. And you can go out any time of the year and they look good. Long leaf seedlings look weird to me. Message Palm Nation. Thank you, Palm Nation. See, Palm's taking care of things in there. So I'm going to tell you something. Chain is in there. He's new to the channel. We have a moderator in there, so he's watching for things that go on that shouldn't go on. And if he doesn't like what's going on, then he nukes them, right? So you see Palm Nation. He shows up in a nice blue color with a wrench beside his name. So that means he's a moderator. So he looks after what's going on in the comment section. So if somebody posts something he doesn't like, he can nuke it, right? So he's got control of it. The red yucca, which yeah, I know that one. Jeff's got some in Victoria. When I was in his garden last month, he had some really nice ones growing at the end of his driveway. We got some seeds from the red yucca, which is a really cool plant, but really isn't a yucca. What was your YouTube? What is your YouTube channel? Jane can Coleus? No, I wish, Jane. They plant them here as an annual, and they're beautiful because of the nice foliage. They plant it as a foliage plant with other annuals like impatiens or begonias. And no, once the colder weather comes, they're done. In Hawaii, oh, you're so lucky, Jane. I'm thinking of Leonard's Bakery right now, Jane, and I'm also thinking of Rainbow Diner. I'm thinking of the Hawaiian plate lunch, and then I can whip over to Leonard's Bakery and grab me a malasada or a cinnamosada. Jane, I need to be in Hawaii. Every time Jane's in there, it makes me want to be in Hawaii. Next year, Jane, I'm going. I'll be back on Maui, and if I'm on Oahu, I'm going to visit you. Yeah, Wesley Apex has a ton of subscribers. Ton of subscribers. Did you see the pictures a few months ago of the ferns that were growing trunks in the? No, that's cool. That is awesome. I love mature Serrano repens, man. They are just absolutely awesome. They are just awesome. So I was looking at our Serrano repens in the greenhouse, and I am really looking forward to planting one of them outside next spring so I can give you guys updates on it. Do you know the udon noodle? Yes, I got videos of it here, Uriel. That's called Murakami udon noodle on Kuhio. You can watch my videos on it here or on my other channel, Jungle Joe C. That's one of our favorite places to eat in Waikiki because we stay at the Ohana Waikiki West, which used to be the Outrigger West. Now I think Hilton bought it and redid it, so it's a fancy schmancy hotel now. So Murakami udon noodle is a really good place to eat. You get a lot of food, and it's really cheap food. So anyway, good to see all you guys in there. Maybe I'll go to 2 o'clock, and then I'll go do something else. Maybe rest, something like that. I mean, the live streams are working really well just because, like I say, we don't have B&B guests here. And they really mess it up for me. And don't get me wrong, I like B&B guests because that's Wendy's thing. But they mess it up when they're on the internet. Lots of wild coleus in Puerto Rico. Cool. I got a good friend that lives in Puerto Rico. He moved to Puerto Rico in January 2003 from Salt Spring Island. He's been there ever since. And he's been out here to visit me. He came last year. You guys are making me hungry. You ever come to Dallas? Oh, Hanabi Raven. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that sounds good. I had Chinese, Japanese noodles for lunch today, but they're kind of like the Mr. Noodle things, right? Kind of like a ramen, but I love all Asian food, and I would like to try like a big Texas barbecue or something. If I went to Texas, you ever see those barbecue shows where these pit masters are barbecuing like a big brisket? Like I would love to try like some Texas beef brisket. And I don't think I've ever had a brisket before, but it sure looks good. Fort Worth, Dallas. Are you in Fort Worth, Dallas, Fishaholic? I've been to Fort Worth, Dallas Airport. So is Fort Worth, Dallas Airport in Dallas or Fort Worth? I grow Plectranthus parvulus. Beautifulness. Oh, man, it sounds nice. And what is the hardiness on it, Jane? Honeybee Raven does the hard-boiled egg. Oh, nice. I like that. I'm getting hungry. My lunch didn't cut it, Fishaholic. You're making me hungrier, dude. This Michelle review. I love awesome food. I like good food. I'm not a finicky eater. I will eat anything. Right now, Wendy's in the process, and I helped her chop up the vegetables, making chicken soup from one of those 14-pound chickens we have had. We have one left. Is actually in Grapevine. Oh, interesting. Okay, Fishaholic, I'm going to give you a little dirt on Vancouver International Airport. It's not actually in Vancouver. It's on Sea Island. Vancouver Airport is on an island. It's called Sea Island. And if you don't believe me, you can look that up. So it's not anywhere in Vancouver. It's on an island and you have to get there by bridges. It's right beside Lulu Island, Richmond. That sounds good, man. It sounds like a good place to eat down there. So it's in Grapevine. That's really interesting. Toby Josh, I'm a number of doors here. They flower great. That's cool. Palms USA is back. Awesome. Palms USA, good to have you in there. So we've been talking a little food here. I'm getting hungry. Cincinnati, Ohio Airport is in Kentucky. Get out of here. Are you serious? Sam, are you serious? Really? So it's actually the Ohio Airport is actually in the Bluegrass State. The Buckeye State Airport is in the Bluegrass State. That is nuts. Wow. Grapevine is named after the grapes that grow there. Cool. That's interesting. Okay, let's see what Shane has to say. This was so funny when you said Wendy. I thought you meant the restaurant. Hey, I haven't eaten at a Wendy's restaurant for a long time, and I wonder how they're actually doing. But I didn't mind their burgers. I didn't mind a Wendy's burger. I prefer an A&W burger though. A&W burgers are one of my favorites when I go to a fast food place. Uriel, thanks. I will be back for another live. See you later, Uriel. Thanks for popping in there. It is like 10 minutes to Kentucky, Sam. That's interesting. Into Kentucky. Interesting. Jane, is it true? Jane, it is true too. Yeah, I bet you there's tons of good food in Texas, man. Well, like I said, my son lived in Texas and he ate well down in Texas. There's no shortage of places to eat in the Lone Star State, right? One of the bluegrass ones. No way, cool. Concord at the airport. That's pretty awesome. Never seen one of those. I used to live where? On Sea Island or in Texas? Shane, where did you live? Give me the dirt. I've always lived here on the coast of British Columbia, so I've never lived anywhere else. I just go other places for holidays. But all this food talk is really making me hungry. And maybe in 2 hours I'll stop the stream and I'll go get something to eat. Oh, Texas. Okay, used to live in Texas. Cool. I don't think it's hardy, Jane says. No, probably not. Texas has the highest or second highest density restaurants. Whoa. So that's a good place to go if you like to eat. And I like to eat. And I bet you the portions in Texas are Texas size portions. Not some. You know what I find when you go to a really, hi Joe, those comments that are automatically held free is usually a sign of something. Yeah, okay, cool. That's good. You're doing your job. I trust you, Palm Nation. You know, this is the Thai food I love too. Love Thai food. You know, another thing that I find, the fancier the restaurant, the less food you get on your plate. Don't you find that? I like to go to a restaurant where your plate is mounted up. And I find that a lot when I go to the States. I always get supersized meals. And when I was in Anaheim, I ordered this breakfast, and I forget the name. Maybe it was Popeyes. I don't know. Does that sound familiar? Is there a restaurant called Popeyes? And I went into this restaurant, and my plate was loaded with waffles and this and bacon and so I could not believe it. Like my eyes nearly popped out of my head. It was like, holy cow, I got my money's worth plus some. And that's only when everything goes out. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. They went out of service. They went out of service in 2003. Okay, so maybe it wasn't Popeyes then, because I was there in 2008, and it was a restaurant, and it was, maybe it's because I saw a Popeyes restaurant somewhere on my travels. But Popeyes chicken. It wasn't a chicken restaurant. I went to a place called Carl's Jr. too. It was burgers. Carl's Jr. Apparently, they have the worst burgers in the United States. I just read it, the 10 worst burger places and places to eat in the U.S., and Carl's Jr. was on there. I don't know. The burger wasn't that bad. But this place where I went, it was just like so much food. I could not believe my eyes. It's like I was stuffed to the max. See, that I like. I can't stand when I go to a restaurant and you leave the restaurant and you're still kind of hungry. You know what I mean? So when you go to a restaurant and you pay for a meal, you want a good meal, not like a little chunk of meat here and a couple little doodads here and a few little decorations there, and you can see the plate. When I went to that restaurant, you could not see the plate. You know what I mean? It was just stuffed with food. And that's it, because I'm a big eater. McDonald's, for example, lower quality, almost better than real fancy food. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you guys like A&W. I don't know. Do you have A&W there? I guess you have A&W. Concord. Yeah, I love A&W hamburgers, and I get them once in a while. Aloha, I see an aloha in there. Holly Marietta. Holly Marietta, aloha to you. Welcome to the live stream. They did not go to, I'm not too sure, because I live up on this side of the border. So, but whenever I'm in the States, I eat at a lot of different places. We used to go to another place too called, it's a seafood place. And they're, it slipped my mind. It's a chain restaurant, but it's a seafood, and you can get prawns and stuff like that in there. Lobster, is it Red Lobster? Maybe that's what it's called. What are Salt Spring restaurants? There's no fast food restaurants here, so you would never know our restaurants, okay? We have sushi. We have 2 sushi places. We have a best Italian food you could ever imagine. He moved here from Italy, opened it up years ago. We have high-end restaurants, like where it's minimum $50 a plate, and burger places and seafood places. We have a lot of restaurants here, but no fast food. Czech Republic is the only place in Texas. Really? Nice. Got to go to the Czech Republic too. Excuse me. Do we grow pineapples? Yes, inside. Palm Nation's got a good eye. Red Lobster, that's it. I've only eaten it one, and it was in Oahu. We grow pineapples in our pot of bananas. They're not doing very good, but in the garden in Hawaii where we stay, I planted a bunch of them, and they're doing very well. Cool. Fishaholic. My mom is from Guatemala. Oh, I bet you they have good food in Guatemala too. I have not eaten a KFC forever, okay, ever and ever, but I used to love it. And I used to have a friend that worked at KFC in White Rock on the coast, south of Vancouver, right by the U.S. boundary, right on the ocean. And we were teenagers, we'd go in there, and he would give us free KFC. It was absolutely awesome. The Colonel's secret recipe, I know it's not the greatest food, but it sure tasted good. So I used to like KFC. We have no KFC here. Like I said before, there's no fast food restaurants permitted on Salt Spring Island. It's all local stuff. Last time I ate a KFC, it was in Czech. Wow, cool. They have them in Czech Republic too. Chain, you live far away from me, so there's a delay on my chat. Where is Chain? Where is he? Yeah, it's been a long time. I used to love KFC. My dad used to buy us a bucket of chicken, and we take it home. We stop at KFC and we bring the bucket of chicken. We used to come in a big bucket. I used to have a Colonel Sanders piggy bank. You remember those things? The young guys here probably never remember that. I wish I would have kept it. It's probably a collector's item. Chain lives in North Carolina. Interesting. KFC is nasty. You're endless. Yeah, that's not good. And then there's a Jack in the Box. I'm just trying to think of the fact. Did you guys ever ask my question? Do you guys have A&W in the States? I think it's Albert and Walters. That's the real name of it, but we call it A&W here. Is there A&W there? Huh, interesting. I'm seeing some trolls in here, Palm Nation. I have never seen one. Yes, you have A&W. Okay. So what do you think? What's your take on A&W, Fishaholic? Do you like A&W? Like, I really enjoy their burgers. And anytime we go over to the Big Island, Vancouver Island, Wendy and I go to A&W, and the latest burger I've been liking is their Cajun chicken. It's like a really good, and it tastes fresh. And I mean, even the lettuce and stuff they put in the tomatoes in the burgers is fresh. Like McDonald's, I don't find it so fresh, the stuff. Sometimes I find their lettuce soggy, right? But A&W, yeah, and the root beer floats are awesome. And the root beer is big. You get it in a big mug. But I really love the yeah. I figured that, Palm Nation. Yeah, we'll let you deal with it. There's Keola White is in there too. So watch that one, Palm Nation. I know you're doing your job. Yeah, A&W is, I think, a really good restaurant. They use really good beef. I mean, they brag about using the good beef, and it does. It does taste good. I like the Papa Burger, the Mama Burger, and their onion rings are good. I love all that stuff there. So I wish we had an A&W here. Years ago, when I was a teenager and a bit older, there was this old A&W when I lived on the mainland south of Vancouver, and I had this muscle car. So we used to cruise Friday nights in our muscle cars, and we'd cruise from McDonald's at one end of the town all the way to A&W, and it was the last and oldest A&W drive-in in our province, and it was where I lived in my town. And what you do, you drive in out into this A&W, and it had a covering, and you'd put your lights on, and then the waitress would come out, and she would take your order, and then she'd bring your food out, and you put a tray on the side of your window, and you'd eat it in your car. It was pretty cool. Palm Nation's doing his job. Yeah, I think so. I think A&W has some great food. And I know it's fast food, and I know people say don't too much fast food's bad for you, but you know what? I splurge once in a while, and I do enjoy some fast food once in a while. I love a good hamburger. I don't know if you guys like mushroom burgers. We got a place up here called White Spot. It's been around since 1928. And Sonic, I've heard of Sonic too. Yeah, I've never been to Sonic, but I think, do they have burgers there, Fishaholic? Is it burgers at Sonic? A&W or White Spot has great burgers here too. It's the mushroom burger. Oh, I love the mushroom burger. Just I love mushrooms in a hamburger. I don't know about you guys, but I love it. Anyway, Buddy Hal down the road bagged some white-tailed deer, and he phoned last night, and he said he wants us to come down for some deer steak. He's got some nice deer steak. So when we go to their place, you eat well. Hello, Joe from Poland. There's Carol S. Palms from Poland. Good to see you in there. Michael, nice to see you in there, buddy. Here's the Sonic where roll. Oh, cool. Well, you know what, Palm Tree Dude, at Sonic, they used to use those at A&W roller skates up here too, and maybe at White Spot. White Spot, they'll also put a tray on the side of the window of your car if you want to eat in your car. It's retro style. So when I'm in the States next time, I'm gonna have to try Sonic. I don't know if there's any in Hawaii. I don't know if there's any on Maui because we always go to Maui, but we'll have to see. Yeah, burgers, hot dog, shakes. They're bringing the food. Oh, that's cool. I love retro stuff. Don't you just love retro stuff? I'm so into retro everything. And I got a lot of retro stuff around here. And you can never have enough retro stuff sitting around. So it was a sad day when they ripped down that A&W that we used to drive into when we were teenagers. Last one around, I mean, I think they should have just left it and restored it and kept it as a landmark. Yeah, I don't really want to send. I can send the seeds. I don't have sable seeds. I don't have any sable seeds, but seedlings. I just don't send seedlings really in the mail at this time because they can freeze during transit. Neon signs are retro. Yeah, they are retro, and there's none. There are none on our island. Have to have wooden signs, right? Go in and out, and you are the Southwest. And oh yeah, in and out. That's what somebody said that the other day. Oh, Big Burger King. Oh, I forgot about Burger King. I like Burger King too. Oh man, I'm so dying for a hamburger. And guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? Chicken soup. Last night, Wendy made the most ultimate rack of ribs again. Dry ribs. It was awesome. Bigfoot, are you? There's no flood risk here. We are on a high ridge. There's nothing ever floods on Salt Spring Island. We're high and dry above the any flood zone. You'll never see any flooding here on our island. Maybe a culvert will plug up and a bit of water will run across the road, but that's about it. But no, it's no drains or culverts plug up. You'll see a little small area where water congregates in pools, and then it goes away once the rain stops. But no. I told you how much rain we did have for November. You can compare it to your rainfall. November, we had 7.8 inches. We had 7.8 inches of rain for November here. I've seen November where we've got 11 inches of rain, so it's actually been drier than usual. And the last several days have been sunny and dry, and rainy and humid in the deep south where Palm Nation is. Yeah, there's no flood season here. We just have like the wet season, but I mean we're about 160 feet above sea level, and our property goes like this, all down. It's all downhill from us. We're on a knoll, so it can't flood here. Norris Lake floods every year, February. Interesting. None of our lakes ever overflow their banks. Guatemala City's byway 5,000 are surrounded by wow, 5,000 foot in elevation. A lot of people would not know that, 5,000 feet is actually very high. So it must get pretty cool there, but yet they probably grow coconuts and stuff. I used to when I go do an extra license. Palm Nation, you got a question in there from somebody. I use one of the other account to get Joe an okay, so there we go. Santa Fe, New Mexico is 8,000. Well, I'm only 160 feet above sea. Santa Fe, New Mexico, 8,000. Man, the air would be thin up there. So, hey, you guys, is Dallas, no, not Dallas, Denver, Colorado higher than Santa Fe, New Mexico? Or is Santa Fe, 7,200. So is Santa Fe, New Mexico higher than Denver, Colorado? That's what I want to know. I mean, they call Denver Mile High City, don't they? Oh, Mike's in there from Reading, Pennsylvania. Hi, Mike. I'll get into the upper 50s at night. Well, that's actually good. Flagstaff is 69. How about Sedona? Just about 7,000 feet. Joe talks to me way before he streams. Tell me what happens. Yeah. So, no, suspicious. Yeah, he's taking care of his suspicious accounts, Bigfoot Squad. So if you're Bigfoot Squad and you're posting here, just fine. That's all good. But any suspicious accounts are going to get nuked by Palm Nation. I have 3 moderators in here. So, I mean, I don't do any of it. They look after it for me. So it's all good. I mean, if you want to talk palms, everybody here talk about palms or food. I'm talking food now. I can't believe how long this live stream's going. Sedona is 4,300. And guess what? My friend was there a couple of weeks ago, and she took a picture of a Washingtonia flifera growing in Sedona because I asked her if there's any palms there, and she posted it for me. 4,500 foot in Los Angeles. Cool. My Trachycarpus fortuna is very green after temperature -8. -8's not too bad for Trachycarpus, Michael. That's okay. Thanks, Bigfoot Squad. KRS Palms, -8 is not too bad for a Trachycarpus fortunae palm. But if that temperature persists and you have cold, drying winds with -8, you might want to do something to help it out. My hometown in Costa Rica, it's Toby Josh, 72. Costa Rica. Wendy went to Costa Rica and she loved it. You ever see? Yeah, I saw them. That guy, I see the guy wraps him up. What's his name? Mike? Is it Mike? Something? Is that what it is? He wraps them up. They're going along the side of a road there. They're pretty big. And yeah, I've seen them. I don't know if I've seen videos of them, but I've seen pictures of them a lot of times. Fishaholic, Guatemala City and Denver are the same elevation. You're kidding. That's crazy. See, Most people would never know that, except Guatemala City is totally tropical, correct? So there's lots of, are there coconut palms in Guatemala City at that elevation? Joe, you can Google High Denver and San Felipe. Okay, I will do that, and I will get images. I know it's way up there, and I know it snows a lot up there, and coconuts everywhere. Wow, at that elevation, it's so weird because once you get about a certain elevation on Maui, you do not see any coconut palms above 2,000 feet or so in Maui. And I'm looking for them when I'm driving up there. I do not see any Cocos nucifera. I was up country. We always go to up country around Maui, and there was no coconut palms. BRB everywhere. We went up to the Kula lavender farm because Wendy likes lavender farms. We have we have commercial lavender farms on Salt Spring, and I didn't see any coconut palms anywhere near up there. When Truckee carpet seeds be ready for shipment in another couple of weeks. Another couple of weeks. I think I'm going to wait till after the 15th or so. Could Washingtonia robustas take? How cold Washingtonia robustas take for 2 hours? I'm going to say depending on the size of the palm too. If it's a seedling and it gets down to -5 degrees Celsius, probably kill it. But if it's a big mature palm, I mean, -5, it probably do just fine. Maybe with superficial frost burn. Maybe bring them up. Highest city in U.S. is Colorado. 10,000. Elma Keller, 10,500 feet, Sam says. Cool, thanks, Sam. People in Maui need to plant them. Yes. And there's none up there, though. There's no coconut palms up there. Mexico City has almost 7,400 foot elevation, and it's sinking 3 feet a year. That's pretty fast to be sinking that much in each year. Highest city in Canada is Banff, Alberta. I've been there. I've been to Banff and I've been to Jasper. It's up in the Rockies. I've no Toby Joss. I noticed that coconuts above Costa Rica might be wrong, but I've noticed. Yeah, I've never been there, but I know Wendy's been there, and she likes Costa Rica. She was there with her ex-husband, not me. They grow coffee in the mountains of Guatemala. Yeah, and they grow coffee in Maui too. Amazing, the climate in Central America. I've never been to Central America. Coconuts are appearing higher and higher each year. It'd be nice if they could make some hardy coconut palm. That would work in the north. Yes, blast off, Mike. 3 feet is a lot. So in 10 years, that's 30 feet. In 100 years, that's 300 feet. Am I right? Isn't that nuts? Isn't that crazy? If you think about it, 3 feet is a lot. Like, why is it sinking? I know they get bad earthquakes up there, but wow, isn't that crazy? Mexico City used to be a huge lake, was filled that time. If you go, this is what Sam's saying. Maps, city isn't interesting. Wow. Thanks, Sam, for the info. Lake Louise, Alberta is the highest inhabited place in Canada. It's 5,200 feet. So there's higher places in the states that are inhabited. Interesting. So the highest place in Canada is only 5,200 feet. Wow. The highest inhabited place on our island is around 2,000 feet on Salt Spring Island. On the south end of the island, there's a Buddhist retreat on Mount Tuam, and I think it's around 2,000 feet, Mount Tuam. I definitely want to get some of my hardier razorback palms growing up at 2,000 feet. And I also have a lot of palms from Zone 8A out in the nursery, and those would be nice to try up there too. So if I go to the Buddhist retreat, I will bring them a palm tree from there. And I also brought palm tree to the Buddhist retreat, the Buddhist retreat on Maui. I visit there, and I bought them a palm tree when I was over there. So they have a nice tropical palm there now. They have lots of palms growing there, but I brought them another one, and it was just a small one. So I think it might have been a Veitchia Morillii, possibly, or, I mean, it was so small, it was just starting to split leaves. It could have been a butterfly palm too. Hey, Wendy, how'd it go? Hey, can you say hi? Wendy's the birthday girl. Come here. She's going to be a birthday girl in 2 days. You guys need to wish Wendy a happy birthday. Wendy is going to be her birthday. I'm not going to say. Wendy's going to be. Her birthday's December 6th. Her birthday is December 6th.
You let them all guess. No, I'm going to be 61.
She's going to be 61. She's going to be. I wasn't going to say anything. She said it.
Hey, there's.
Happy birthday, Wendy. Great. Palms USA says happy birthday with lots of exclamation marks. Thanks. And the Toby Josh says happy birthday. And Logan says happy birthday. Oh, wow. And greetings from Poland, Wendy, cool. From Michael. I send Michael palm trees, lots of them.
Wow.
Nice, and happy birthday from Palms. And And let's see. Well, there's a bunch of
That's
people
great.
in there. There's a
Yeah,
good.
there's probably some other December babies out there.
Yeah, and I said if anybody's
In there.
interested, Palm says happy birthday. If anybody's interested in the book, if anybody's interested in the book, you got to contact Wendy. Okay, I don't sell the books. Wendy sells the book, so you can message her on Facebook or what's your email?
Mine?
What's your email? It's Magnolia Petal.
No, Wendy.
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 Wendy at BC Artist.
BCArtist@gmail.com.
Wendy BC Artist at gmail.com. So you
But
get
they
lots.
can always let you know.
You can always let me know, and then I can tell Wendy. So there's lots of happy birthdays in there. Blast off, Hardy Palm,
Thank
Bigfoot.
you. I'm going to put the groceries.
He says we don't look a day over 40. That's good.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's a nice thing to say
See?
because I'm
Yeah.
56. So
I don't do
I
it.
married
I
an
don't-
older chick right here.
Not 4 years older. That's
4 years, 3 months, 23 days.
you know that.
I'm not a spring chicken. 4 years, 3 months, 23 days. I figured it out. Not just now, though. I figured it out a while ago when I met her. I kind of bug her. But you know how you can make yourself feel younger? You can tell people your birthday in months, right? So that's what you got to do. So you convert your years into months. And that works out really well. So I don't know how many months old I am. You can figure that out. I'm 56 years old. My birthday's March 29th. You mathematicians out there, how many months old am I? How many months old am I right now? How far apart are you on leap years? Oh God, that's a good question. I don't really follow the leap years. That's when we have a 29th of February. Isn't that the way it works? My oldest son was born on February 21st. My dad was on the 25th. Wendy's sister's on the 4th. My brother-in-law was on the 12th. There's a lot of February, and Wendy's mom's birthday's in February too. But I'm not too sure. But your mathematicians would have to figure that out on leap years, right? So on a regular year, we're 4 years, 3 months, and 23 days. Paul from Langley checking in. Cool. Thanks for the emails the other day. And we'll be listening for you on the radio. It wasn't very good propagation today. I really didn't get out very good. Somebody heard me, but they couldn't get back to me very well. So I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. And that's the way it works on the radio. Memphis, Tennessee is the biggest city wiped out in 4 light because of the new. Oh, no. There's a fault line there, too. Holy crap. That's crazy. I didn't know that. We have fault lines up here, too, I think. Big family over there. Yeah, most of my family lives on Vancouver Island, the Sunshine Coast in Vancouver. We're the only people here on Salt Spring Island, Wendy and I. I have no other family here on Salt Spring Island, and neither does she. Her mom and sister live on the Sunshine Coast, and my aunts and uncles and cousins live in Vancouver, and then my ex-wife and all my kids live on Vancouver Island. I noticed a lot of November and February, June. Yeah, there's lots of birthdays there. So yeah, mine's end of March. I was actually born on Easter Sunday. No, it's not. It could be. I noticed a lot of February. Yes, Joe, they do in Tennessee. Interesting. I did not know that. A fault line in Tennessee. I didn't even know Tennessee got earthquakes. I mean, they say we're prone to earthquakes up here, but seriously, folks, I was born here, and in my lifetime, I've been through maybe about 4, and they weren't really earthquakes. They're kind of like tremors, right? So, and the one I really remember, it would have been about 1990 or 91. And it was just before I moved to Salt Spring, and we were sitting in the living room, we're watching TV, we had our friends over, we're watching a video, and all of a sudden, everything started moving, right? The plants started moving. It's like somebody was shaking our house. It was just the weirdest feeling. And it was an earthquake. It was a 5.6 earthquake. And so that's the strongest earthquake I've ever felt here, right? So no big earthquakes I've ever been through here. But a day before I was born in 1964, I was born on March 29th. In 1964, March 28th, there was the Alaska earthquake in Anchorage. And it was so powerful, it caused a tsunami in Port Alberni on Vancouver Island. And that earthquake in Anchorage, Alaska on March 28th, 1964, is 28th or 27th of March 64. It was a 9.6 or something like that. You can see videos of it here on YouTube. It was the most insane, one of the most powerful earthquakes you'll ever see. The roads were like this when it was done. And it caused a tsunami on the south coast of BC. It was a pretty bad earthquake. Please Google that, Joe. Let's see. Google what? Okay, I will Google it. Once I get off my live stream, I promise. I'll go on to Google. I'm 680 months old. Thank you. See, I feel so much younger. Thank you, Sam. So for you folks out there, I'm 680 months old. Did you say you saw Washington? Yes, my friend was there a few weeks back, 2-3 weeks back, and I said I said to her, I says, if you see any palm trees, take a picture for me. So she sent me a picture of a Washingtonia palm. It was about maybe 6 or 7 feet tall, but it did have a pretty fat trunk on it. I've been in one so bad as bounce. Wow, interesting, blast off. That's crazy. That's scary. We get plenty of good quakes from time to time. Nothing like the 1812. Texas is populated area. Wow, I didn't. Can you put a log on it, please? No, I've been doing a live stream. Wendy said I got to load up the fire, but she was in town and I didn't want to leave the live stream except to get my water. Cool. That's crazy. You know, I've never been in any bad earthquakes, but I've seen many videos of, oh, I remember one earthquake in San Francisco. Okay, this is a good story. So I'm talking on my radio. You know, my radios, I like to talk on my two-way radios here. So I'm talking to my radios, and it wasn't any of these radios. It was, oh, actually it was. It was this radio. It was that radio right there. See that radio? So I'm talking on this TRC 458, and I'm talking to a guy in his car going across a bridge in San Francisco. And if I remember correctly, it was October 1989. And he says, looks like we're in the middle of an earthquake right now. And one of those bridges caved in. And he was going over that bridge, and it was a double-decker bridge, and people got crushed in that bridge. And I talked to him in his vehicle. He had a radio in his vehicle, and I'm talking to him during the earthquake. And I think at that same time, there was a baseball game going on. They call it Dodger Stadium, and they closed it. They had to close it down for a bit. It went off the air because of the earthquake. So I don't know if any of you remember that, but you can Google the earthquake in 1989 in San Francisco and 1906. Was it 1906? Or was it the 1908 earthquake? 1906? It was a bad earthquake, I know, in the early 1900s, and it caused a lot of damage. But that was a bad one, too, in 89, and I actually was talking to a dude while he was in it in his car. Bay Bridge, that was it. And it collapsed, and it crushed some people in there, which was really sad. But he went across that bridge, and I talked to him, but he made it he was safe, right? He made it across, but he said, there's an earthquake happening. That was crazy. Remember a couple of years ago, Palm Day 4 in the middle of the night, woke up. That's crazy. Yeah, 4 too. I mean, like that 5-6 we had, it was kind of like going like this, which seems like eternity, but it was only seconds. It was maybe 15 seconds, something like that. Not the Golden Gate Bridge. No, the Golden Gate Bridge never fell. It was the other bridge there, the Bay Bridge. Golden Gate Bridge, I think, could probably handle earthquakes because it's like the Lionsgate Bridge in Vancouver, and it can sway, right? And Mom and Dad went over the Golden Gate Bridge for their honeymoon in the late 50s. It's been there a long time, the Golden Gate Bridge. There's a bridge similar to that in Vancouver that goes from Vancouver to, what's that? Does it go to North Van or West Van? Where does the Golden Gate Bridge go, Wendy? The Lionsgate? Goes to North Van? Hey? North Van. North Van. Yeah, it kind of looks like the Golden Gate Bridge. Wow, that's crazy. You can hear them, eh? Wow. It's just like, yeah. So I don't know what it is because we're on rock here. Maybe we don't feel the quakes as much, but there's been quakes since I've lived here, and I've never felt one here. I've never felt an earthquake on Salt Spring Island. I recall them in Langley too. And that's, Paul, that's what I was talking about. It might have been 1990, 91 when we were sitting in the living room and the house kind of like, it shook. It was crazy. It was like, felt like kind of rubber. It was moving like that. Palm Nation, you may have 7 ways. Okay, nobody is falling for that here. Anybody really shows up there? Okay. Yeah, Palm Nation's keeping an eye on things. No trolling allowed. Joe, you're lucky. Well, yeah, I mean, they keep saying we're going to get a big earthquake, but it hasn't happened here yet. Not in my lifetime. I mean, there's probably been big earthquakes here hundreds of years ago or long before I was born, but they've never happened in my 56 years. It hasn't happened. I have experienced. I have never experienced concentric circles emanating from. No, I never have either. The Golden Gate Bridge is 700 feet tall. Cool. That's crazy, Logan. Imagine an earthquake starts right now. Could you imagine if I'm doing a live stream and there's an earthquake happening right now? That would make for a good live stream, wouldn't it, folks? I'm going to do this live stream a little bit longer than yesterday's live stream, just to break the record of yesterday's live stream. Okay, so yesterday was around 2 hours and 30 something minutes, and we'll just take it a 5 minutes longer, and then I'll call it quits, and then I'll do another live stream later on, maybe tomorrow or the next day, something like that. But that's a big bridge. the Golden Gate Bridge. So you can look up the Lions Gate Bridge in Vancouver, and it's a similar structure to the Golden Gate Bridge because it's suspended by cables and it can sway. The Lions Gate Bridge can sway, right? Like that. So check it out. The Lions Gate Bridge goes from Vancouver, from Stanley Park, and it's a big bridge. Cruise ships go under it, and it goes into North Vancouver. The earthquake was so bad, really? No way. That's crazy, Mike. That's like what they're saying about my ear. Keep scaring us. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just never associated the volunteer state with tornadoes. Thanks, Paul. Paul's got it converted into hours. And that's how old I am. Oh my God, I'm just about 500,000 hours old. I know that with thanks, Paul. Fishhawk, I know with volcanoes, as long as you keep getting small, frequent eruptions. Well, you know what? We can see two volcanoes from our island. There's Mount Baker, and Paul can see it from Langley in Washington State. And then we can also see Mount Rainier southeast of Seattle from here at higher elevation. So those are two volcanoes near us. And there might be volcanoes even in our mountain range. I'm not too sure. Maybe Paul knows, but I'm sure there's volcanoes that are closer. There is a bridge in Louisiana. No way. Really, Sam? You're kidding. 23 miles. Salt Spring Island is about 23 miles from the mainland, south of Vancouver. If you drive way south of Vancouver, you come to a town called Tsawwassen. That's where the ferry terminal is, and we're about 23 miles from the mainland. I couldn't even imagine if the Golden Gate Bridge. Oh no, I don't know if it would. I mean, it's been there a long time. Wow. That's a long bridge. Well, there's another long bridge. There's one that goes to PEI, Prince Edward Island, in Atlantic Canada. There's Prince Edward Island, and they did that what bridge is it? What do they call it? Is it the Confederation Bridge? Anyway, it goes to PEI. You can Google it. I could be wrong, but it's a long bridge. Aren't the longest bridges in the world bridges? Yes, Palm Nation is right. Probably there's mainland Vancouver. Blast off. So Vancouver, yeah. Because there's ocean. Ocean pretty much surrounds Vancouver, blast off. And Vancouver is kind of almost like an island, but it's not. But to get over to North Vancouver, there's a big bridge, and it's called the Lions Gate Bridge. But Palm Nation's right. I think there's very long bridges that connect mainland Florida to the Keys, right? I think they're low bridges, aren't they? The Golden Gate has been there since the 30s. Yeah, that's what I thought. Do you grow passion fruit? Yes, we have lots of passion fruit here, Luca. And you can see my videos on it, and you can also videos of other people's passion vine. And if you go to Tennessee, there's actually native passiflora that grows wild there. But we grow passiflora cerulean. We have 2 vines in our garden. They're Wendy's vines. Wendy's the vine lady. Joe, you were about Logan. You were about 1 million. No. Yeah, 1,764,825. No, is that 1 billion? 1,764,825,720 seconds old. Oh, God. That's funny. Thanks, Logan. Thanks for the info. I should say that to somebody next time they ask me how old I am. That is so funny. 8 Mile Bridge went across last December. 8 miles. That's a long way. So I guess they could build a bridge from the mainland to here, but I would have to move away then. So Vancouver isn't. No, it's not an island, but it's got a lot of water around it. Vancouver is not an island. I said it's almost. If you look at Vancouver, it's got a lot of water around it, but it's not an island. No. Take into consideration microclimates at regions of whole climate. Take into consider microclimates and then the regions as the whole. Daniel, milder climate. Vancouver Island, Vancouver. Yes, and. Well, like us, we're on an island, the Southern Gulf Islands and Vancouver, especially the west end of Vancouver. And now do nanoseconds. Oh, God, that'll be trillions, right, Palm Nation? Yeah. Look at a map of Vancouver and you'll know what I mean. There is a lot of water around Vancouver. But no, Vancouver is not an island. But beside Vancouver, there's a place called Richmond, which is Lulu Island. I used to live there. That's got water around it. And Sea Island, where the airport is, Vancouver International Airport is on Sea Island. That is an island. Joe, as you know, I'm a very... You are really, Joe, I'm in a very simic. No, you're not in a semi-Arctic area. Reading? No. I think that's what you're trying to say there. Where is Vancouver connected Where is Vancouver connected to the mainland? Well, Vancouver is the mainland. Vancouver is on the mainland. If you look at a map, right? I'm on the islands. I got ocean around me, and Vancouver's on the mainland. Do you grow watermelon? Yeah, I don't grow it here, but there are watermelon growers on Salt Spring Island, but no papaya. Papaya is too tropical. I don't think it is. Seismic activity. Vancouver City and Vancouver Island are totally. Vancouver Island is totally different. Okay, I wish I had a map of it. Vancouver Island is to the west of our island, okay? And Vancouver is to the east of us. Vancouver is the mainland, and Vancouver Island is a completely different thing. Vancouver Island's an entity of its own. It's a big island. It takes 7 hours to drive from one end to the island of the other, of Vancouver Island. So Vancouver Island is not in Vancouver, anywhere near Vancouver. Seismic activity. So stay safe out there, Mike, and hopefully you won't get any earthquakes in Redding. Vantucky, as we call it, Vantucky. Don't forget. So I don't have a map of Vancouver Island. I just have a map. Well, maybe there's one here. Anyway, I'll give you an idea where Vancouver Island is. Okay. Excuse me. Here's our island, okay? And I've showed you our island many times. Here's Salt Spring Island. Vancouver Island, if you go over the ocean here to the west, there's a ferry terminal right there. Where's the ferry terminal? I don't have my glasses on. Where is, oh, there's a ferry terminal right there. Okay, so there's a ferry terminal right there. And you take this ferry and you go across 20-minute sailing to Vancouver Island. So Vancouver Island would be right here. It's a massive island, and our islands are tucked up against the southern end of Vancouver Island. And Salt Spring Island is the largest southern Gulf island, right? So it's called the Southern Gulf Islands because they say we're in the Gulf of Georgia. Then you've got Vancouver, Washington, which is south of us, quite far south of. I've been to Vancouver, Washington lots. I went to South Padre Island in June. Oh, my son used to go there with his girlfriend when he lived down in Westlaco. They'd stay on South Padre Island, and I believe there are coconuts there. Palm Nation, I'm getting the nanosecond version. Oh God, Logan, I can't believe how many nanoseconds that's going to be. You're going to make me feel even older. I hate the taste of sliminess papaya. I do like papaya. I really like it, and I like it with ice cream in it. I went to South Padre Island. I'd probably be in the scientific. That's a lot of nanoseconds. Even you guys in nanoseconds is going to make you guys sound old. I mean, Palms USA. Yes, I meant how far north on Vancouver Island? How far north on Vancouver Island is what? That you'll see palm trees right to the very end. You can grow palm trees from one end of the island to the other on Vancouver Island. There's palm trees on the very northern end of Vancouver Island. Google says Salt Spring Island is it? It is one of the Southern Gulf Islands. Southern Gulf Islands of British Columbia, not one of the Southern Gulf Islands in the Gulf of Mexico. We are the Southern Gulf Islands. That's what we are. Google Southern Gulf Islands of Canada, and you will see Salt Spring Island. It is in the Southern Gulf Islands. It is definitely a Gulf Island. Oh my God. Okay, Logan, here we go. Oh my God. E square 8. Oh, I can't even read that. I'm not a math expert, but I think Logan is. Logan, I think, is good at math. Logan, are you an accountant or something? Logan likes math. Yeah, we are definitely a Gulf Island here. I wish I had a map of the Gulf Islands, the Southern Gulf Islands, where it actually shows it, and it shows the map. Wendy's probably got maps of it. This is going to sound crazy, but we have a lot of islands here in Tennessee, more states. Yeah, probably in the lakes and the rivers, I bet, eh? I wouldn't doubt it in Tennessee there are. Thanks, Logan, for that bit of information. So I am so many trillion nanoseconds old and a billion something minutes old. I'm only for it. Well, no, Logan, you're a smart guy if you're only 14. Logan, do you like math? I think Logan likes math. I can tell Logan likes math. I never really was that great at math, but I think Logan is. I think maybe you're going to go places, Logan. Maybe an accountant. My oldest son does accounting. Oh my God! If that was in years, that'd be like that'd get you to one of the maybe farther stars out in the solar system. The fish oil is interesting how we have tropical plants, tropical fish, cold water. And cold weather fish, everything evolved to it is amazing. You know what's really amazing, Fishaholic? I'm going to tell you something about tropical fish. Okay. Logan is very smart, very smart. I'm going to tell you something, Fishaholic. We have a blue water that comes up here off our coast, and it comes right at us from Hawaii. And that's where the tuna fishermen here on our island go, sometimes 50 miles out, sometimes 80 miles out into the blue water. And the blue water is a different color and it's a completely different temperature. And in that water, you're going to get tropical fish. So that's where they fish for tuna. But often in the blue water, you'll get sea turtles that come up from Hawaii and they land on the beach on the far side of Vancouver Island. Unfortunately, most of them are dead. But the last one they found a year or two ago was in Ucluelet. They found a live Hawaiian sea turtle and it came up in the blue water. They rescued it. It had hypothermia and they brought it to the aquarium in Vancouver. As far as I know, it's still okay. Math is okay. Yeah, I can tell, Logan, you're very good at math. I'm impressed, very impressed. And I think everybody else on this board is impressed with Logan. So 2 thumbs up to Logan right there. A barracuda was caught in early September. No way, really? Crazy. Those things are wicked. So Wendy and I, when we're on Oahu, we feed the fish in the LOI Canal. Hey, Alex Lawn, hey, how's it going? No grass to mow. No, we have no grass to mow here, but there's grass to mow on Salt Spring. There's definitely grass to mow in Salt Spring Island, but not in our property. We have no grass. So barracuda, we're feeding the fish in the LOI Canal, and I think they're tilapia. So we throw them pretzels and stuff and like that. And there's thousands of fish. They're like piranhas. A barracuda comes out of nowhere and they scatter. Long teeth, long fish, lots of teeth in it. Pretty cool. Okay, now for the seconds fish. That's funny, Logan. I saw 4-foot in Pensacola Beach. Yeah, I heard they're pretty nasty. So they did find one in Port Alberni in September. Was it alive? Was it a live barracuda or did it die? We have gators in my area. I believe it. There's also gators in Arkansas too. I would not want to get bitten by a barracuda, man. They are nasty. Yeah, there's nice skyscrapers by LOI. I got videos of us feeding the fish in the LOI Canal. And if you don't believe me, you can see I got a video I shot of this balloon fish. So we're feeding the fish there one day, Wendy and I, and this balloon fish comes out of nowhere. But that's where I saw the barracuda. And I do have videos of them here of us feeding the fish in the LOI Canal. And seriously, you throw something in there and all these fish, they're almost like jumping out of the water at it. No, Alex Lund, I don't feel good. I got a cold and I cannot go to work with a cold. They will not let me go to work with a cold. You know what I mean? So, matter of fact, they even made me get tested. And so I got tested and everything's okay, but I knew it was a cold, so I cannot go to work with a cold. The first thing they do every day when I go to work, and all of us at work, they ask us how we're feeling. And if you're not feeling good, they send you home. So Monday, I started feeling kind of lousy on Saturday, could feel a cold was coming on. So I phoned in Monday. I was ready to go out the door to work. And then I decided I better not. And I stayed home. I phoned him and he says, that's good, but you can't come to work until you get a test. What do I work? I work for the Parks Department. I'm a Parks guy. I'm a gardener for the Parks Department. Take care. Alex Lawn, thanks, man. I'll hopefully be over it very soon. Just get a rest and do live streams. Yeah, it's good to get tested. If you couldn't live on Salt Spring Island or any other Gulf, would you choose? Yes, I would choose Vancouver Island. I'd be in Tofino. Or I've lived in Vancouver. I was born in Vancouver. I'd be the Sunshine Coast. I'd move to the Sunshine Coast. Alloway Canal is very nice. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate it. No, I feel fine. I'm stuffy. I got a tickly throat. That's why I'm drinking water. I got a stuffy nose. It was a head cold. Boss. How do you feel? Me, man, boss. Cool. Yeah. That's our job. I work for the government. I do have a very good job. I love my job. It's a really good job working for the Parks Department. I'd never complain. If you could live in BC or Hawaii, where would you live? I would live here for 6 months, in Hawaii 6 months. So I'd live here for spring and summer, and I'd live on Maui. Wendy would live in Maui in a heartbeat. I'd live on Maui the rest of the year. Good night, Joe. I'm waiting for seeds. Okay. Yes. I'll let you know when the seeds are ready. I'm going to harvest some more this weekend. Some hardier seeds. LOI. Alloway Canal is a canal that's man-made, and it was used to drain the swampiness of Waikiki back in the day. Joe, you are about, oh my God, 170. Okay, that's a million. That's a billion. That's a trillion. That's a quadrillion. What's after a quadrillion? Sextillion? 176 sextillion, 482 quadrillion, 644 trillion years, nanoseconds old. That's funny, Logan. That's good. I think that, did I do that right? Yes, garlic. And Wendy uses a lot of garlic in her cooking. Half of Tennessee River is redirected to the river through the massive Tennessee starts Pickwick Lake. Cool. 200-mile long man-made. What? Holy crap, that's crazy. You can live anywhere you want during the winter months because you don't have. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Our garden, most of the garden would probably die. Like I used to go to Hawaii all the time in the summer with my ex, and now I'm with Wendy. She only wants to go to Hawaii in the winter, which is good. I like going to Hawaii in the winter, but that's a lot better thing because when I went away in the summer, I'd get back and a lot of the plants were not happy or dead. Sunshine Coast, Tofino Yuki. Yeah. I like you. I like Uculate. Wendy doesn't like Uculate as much as Tofino, so it'd have to be Tofino. Wendy's mom and her sister live in the Sunshine Coast. I grew up a lot on the Sunshine Coast because my mom and dad always had property there, Roberts Creek. They bought it in the late 50s and they sold it in 77. And then they bought here on Salt Spring Island. So I spent a lot of time as a youth on the Sunshine Coast in Roberts Creek. It's quintillion. Oh my God. Okay. 176 quintillion. Oh my God. Bigfoot. J. Gentle Gardener. It is good to see you on this channel. Oh, she's in there. Oh, G. Gentle Gardener's there. Oh, you're in there. Ah, hello. How are you doing? Good to see you in there. I like that. That's a nice emoji. Good to see you in there. She's such a nice person. She really is. And she's a great gardener. So, never met her, but one of these days we may. I've never been to Belgium, but maybe one of these days we'll have to go there and we will have to visit. And I will have to bring her a whole bunch of palm trees. She does actually have some Salt Spring Island palm trees there. So good to see you in there. I'm glad you made it to the live stream. I've been streaming for 2 hours, 41 minutes and 18 seconds, a long time. So I hope the weather's good there in Belgium. And I know it's quite late there right now. You guys are about 8 or 9 hours ahead of us. It is, I'm going to tell you what time it is here. It's 2:37 p.m. Pacific time here on Salt Spring Island. I'm going to tell you the current temperature. We have a current temperature of 7 degrees Celsius, 7 degrees Celsius. And so just seasonal, around seasonal. So, but anyway, thanks, De Gentle Gardener. I appreciate that. And I am, yes, you should. And we can give you a full-blown tour of Salt Spring Island. And I will make sure you leave here with one of my tikis. I'll carve a tiki statue for you, and you can see me carve that tiki and you can take it home with you. You'll like it. You will definitely like the Southern Gulf Islands. There's lots of things to see and do here too. I mean, we have vineyards, we have goat cheese farms. There's lots of hiking. There's beaches. There's nonstop things to do here. It's pretty awesome. I made a man-made island in a creek near me. That's pretty cool. Yeah, do that, De Gentle Gardener. Before you do that, you make sure you tell me. So then we can meet up for sure. Are you doing a live stream tomorrow? I might. I like doing them. They're kind of fun. And it's nice to see there. And I'm glad that you guys have all checked in on the live stream. And it's kind of, like I say, it's a blast to do these live streams because it brings everybody closer together. Yes, 2:23. Oh my God. And it's cold and too cold. So it's cold there then. What is the temperature there? Give me the dirt, De Gentle Gardener. Give me the dirt. What is the temperature there in Belgium right now? I'm guessing it's probably like, what is it, 1 degree Celsius? Absolutely lovely. Oh, I'm glad you like the live streams. I mean, because they kind of do get off topic, right? You know what I mean? So mostly starts out talking about palms and plants, and then we get into food, sometimes travel, and then weather, but that's good. That makes more of an interesting live stream. Yeah, what is the temperature there, De Gentle Gardener? I'm really very curious. I know it was freezing over in the Netherlands, and I don't know what it's like in Poland right now, but we got people from Poland in here as well. There's a unique island on Pickwick Lake that's half of it is. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. Ocean fish have also been spotted. Hey, Daniel, was that barracuda that washed up in Vancouver Island, was it alive or dead? You could have wrapped it. I took care of repairing, let washed away. Blast off. Cool. Anyway, I may do a live stream tomorrow. Oh, 6. 6? Oh, that's not bad. DeGentle Gardner, 6 degrees Celsius isn't bad. It's pretty much the same temperature there as here. So that's what I said. Where DeGentle Gardner lives in Belgium, there are palm trees growing in Belgium. And there's often this one guy that posts in People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants, one of my Facebook groups, and he grows lots of palm trees in Belgium. And he's got a really nice palm garden in Belgium. So especially near the sea, it's quite mild up there. Don't forget about Live Me. Yes, I know. I got to check that out too. But I do like doing the live streams on YouTube too. What is Rip Rap? Fish Oil Joe, it's 43 right now in Denton, Texas. That's cold for the south. It's 44 degrees Fahrenheit here, so 7 degrees. We have in the Netherlands. Yes, there's lots of Trachycarpus palms in the Netherlands, and that's what I sent my friend DeGentle Gardner in Belgium. She's got Trachycarpus fortunae palms growing there as well. Seedlings. I don't know if they're that big yet, but she certainly knows how to grow them. She's an amazing vegetable gardener. She's got this unbelievable garden that will actually blow you away. I mean, I thought my crappy little garden that we did was okay, but when you see her garden, it's just like, oh my God, it's just like unbelievable. It's so nice and so perfect. And so, like I said, she's got 2 green thumbs. I have a green thumb for growing palm trees, but I'm maybe not so good for vegetables. But we did harvest beets and leeks and onions. And what else did we have in there? Oh, yeah, potatoes. But I think the garden's going to be better next year. We have to mend the soil more. So, Joe, your garden. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, the exotic garden I think is really cool. But the vegetable garden we have maybe not so cool. So we're going to make the vegetable garden better this year. Wendy and I have been dumping leaves and grass clippings and stuff down there. So we're going to really improve that soil. We're really going to mend the soil to get some better vegetables. Let's just see. What do we have here? We got lots of people commenting in there, and it's great. Yeah, the ravine's pretty cool, Palms USA, especially when you go down there. Well, if you ever visit, when people visit our garden, I usually take them down to the ravine, and then I'll show them all those palms growing down there. I believe cold will be unleashed upon this nation. December 13th forecast. Okay, we're going to have to look at that. The long term. We are on the edge of 7B, 7A. What is your US? The climate zone here is 9A. Canadian Northern Zone 9A here. So it's rare to ever get below minus 6.5 degrees Celsius in the worst winters, right? It has not been below 20 degrees Fahrenheit here in many, many years. 38 now in Utah. Oh, not too bad. 3 Celsius. Yeah, the Trachycarpus, which I call Swampsonii, I know it's not the real name, and you're not going to find that in any book, but I thought it was just kind of a funky name because they're growing in this really wet area and they survive it. What was your minimum temperature Celsius for your palm trees? Okay, we haven't had any frost yet here, Karas Palm. The lowest temperature palm trees have ever survived here is about 18 degrees Fahrenheit, coldest temperature I've ever seen it here. I have tangerine tree growing up against the house. Oh, cool. Nice. There's a friend of mine's got big orange tree in his garden. You can see the video here. He comes up to me the other day with an orange in his hand. He says, Joe, just pick this one off the tree. It's full of oranges. It's a citronquat, I believe. That's what he believes it is. And it's seedless. 5 seconds. I'm in the Hungary, 3 Celsius now, minus 15. I'm with some people protection. Cool. I'd like to see some palm trees growing in Hungary. You know, if you're on Facebook, 5 Second Genius, check out People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. It's one of my groups on Facebook. And if you can see palm trees in Hungary or you have some, please post pictures of them in that group. And others would like to see it. There's a weird shaped island like the island sandwiched together. Well, Salt Spring's really weird because in one part of that, have you ever tried? No, I never have. No, I never have tried that. Edwin, really wet area is nice. I also have Mexican blue. Yeah, they grow here too. The Mexican blue palm. We have 2 of them in our garden. In Miles 100 is around the earth. Oh my God, that's insane. Logan, that is good information there, dude. So right here on Salt Spring Island, you can see it's really narrow. Really narrow. They could actually dig that across, and that could separate the north from the south. So South Island, and then we're up here on the North Island right there. But you see how narrow it is? Some people say it looks like a pterodactyl, right? Looks like a pterodactyl right there. That's where the ferry comes in, Long Harbor. We have 3 ferries here. Mexican blues are neat. Yeah, there's people that do grow Mexican blue Brahia armata here. Yeah. People, 5 Second Genius, People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. It's on Facebook. It's a group I started. I think it was 2016 I started it. I think it was 2016, January 2016. But anyway, it's got a lot of interesting stuff you might be interested in. Spam. No spam here. Palm Nation takes care of spam really quick. There was a guy on the Big Palms Hungry Huge. Oh, cool. I'd like to see that. Mexican blue palms are, yes, they are nice. Yeah, Mexican blues, I've heard. Yeah, I guess in a dry climate, fishaholic. Texas, northern Texas, whatever. But here, 0 degrees. Mine got beat up in a cold winter, my bigger one, and it eventually died. So I got 2 more I planted. How many palm species do we have in our garden? I'm going to say over a dozen. We have to have over a dozen palm species in our garden here, this far north. When I was in Jeff's garden, this is what he had. He had mature Trachycarpus wagnerianus in Victoria, mature Fortunae, Manipure, Sable bermudana, Sable minor, Jubea chilensis, Butia capitata, Camadorias, 2 different types of Camadorias, Brahia armata, Brahia edulis. He had more than a dozen species there too. Trithrynix campestris too in there. It was pretty amazing. 23. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'd have to go around and count them. I'm guessing a dozen. Mexican, yeah, there's huge Mexican blue palms in California. I've seen them in Los Angeles. Sable Mexicana is a good one to try too. Paul C. So far, we are warm front, and I know it won't last long, but I do tell people any warmth you get in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and the Terrace, exactly. You do have to enjoy it. That is right. Yeah. And I don't know. I can tell you one thing. I've had winters here where the bananas have stayed green right through till spring, and I have videos to actually prove it. And I was watching a video of that the other day on my other YouTube channel, Jungle Joe C. Okay, and that was the winter of 2012, 2013. The banana leaves stayed green right through till spring. They didn't get frosted, but we had a light snow in there somewhere that broke them. So the leaves were broken, but they were still perfectly green. I can't wait till spring either, Paul. I'm with you. I hope it's a better year than 2020. I'm totally with you. I can send people Sable Texana, Pindo Sable. Might be, yeah, cool. Bananas get beat up here in DC, but and bananas are, I remember the time when bananas were so rare to see in the north, and now they're everywhere. They're like super common. I don't even really turn my head much when I see bananas in people's gardens because everybody grows bananas. You know what I mean? And there's Trachycarpus everywhere here too. I turn my head when I see something more major, and I'm always looking for palms. But if I see an unusual palm in someone's garden, that catches my eye more, and I like to go shoot a video of it if I can. Anyway, folks, let's just see. Do bananas grow in Eastern Canada? Yes, I think bananas will grow anywhere in Canada within reason. But yes, they will. This because you protect them. Yeah, it's nice. You can trade seeds with people here because a lot of you guys grow different things. And if you want to trade seeds, that's good. Get in contact with each other and you can do some seed trading. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, there's people in Ottawa that grow bananas. I know a guy named Mark Ladouceur that grows bananas in Ottawa, and he protects them in the wintertime because it's zone 5, but they do fine. I know people in Ontario. Yes, lots of people in Ontario that grow baju. I don't know if my friend James grows bananas, but he grows palms and he protects them. But Mark in Ottawa grows bananas. There's a farm outside of Oregon that brought here in Washington. That's cool. Like to see that. Palm Nation or Tropical PDX. Date palms died last winter, obviously. Yeah. The one in Tofino is still going strong. Really nice. Really nice date palm in Tofino at my friend Brian's place. Planted it years ago and it looks pretty darn awesome. And he's got a nice Brahia edulis there, and he's got a big Butia in his backyard. But you got to remember, Tofino doesn't get that cold in the wintertime. Tofino is on the far west coast of Vancouver Island, and they rarely drop below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You know what I mean? So it's pretty mild there. If I had a banana southern zone, it don't protect on winter. Yeah, I think so. If your ground doesn't freeze, so if your ground freezes, what you got to do, Sam, is mulch it. Mulch the ground with leaves or straw or hay. Unfortunately, hay has a lot of times seed in it, and you're going to get grass coming up. But do straw or leaves, and it will come back. What is the mildest location in Canada? For winter, I'd have to say this area here. This is the mildest. This is the mildest area in Canada, right here, the Pacific coast. And as you travel farther away from the Pacific, okay, here we go. Jaden Miller. There you go. Palm Nation, get rid of Jaden. That guy's done. Palm Nation, if you're still in there, Jaden's done. Look at this guy, total spammer. Total spammer. So anyway, oh God, I was going to say the sexiest. He was gone. Thanks, Palm Nation. The mildest area in Canada is anywhere along the Pacific coast, and the coldest regions are farthest away from the ocean. So the Pacific coast is much different than the Atlantic coast, but it's here along the Pacific coast. The mildest probably growing location in Canada for the winter, I'd have to say, is the far west coast of Vancouver Island. I'd have to say Tofino. That's what I think. And maybe in around the buildings of Vancouver, the big city of Vancouver, it's pretty mild in there too. You got the urban heat, you got the ocean, very mild in the city of Vancouver. The Sunshine Coast is very mild too. So there you go. Thanks for taking care of that, Palm Nation. Jaden Miller. Like, what's the point of writing all that stupid stuff on there? Like, what a waste. What a waste. Just wear out your mouse clicking it, putting that stupid stuff down. Joe, do you throw windmill palm seeds everywhere in the woods on the whole island? In many places I do. Yes, I do, Mike. Yeah. I was trying to type out a message when he... yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for getting rid of him. Oh, you adept. Yes. Thank you. A lot of people spam because they're just morons. Do you consider the abelia... there's lots of it here. Edwin, there's so much abelia here. It's a super common landscape plant, and it's like everywhere around in the public landscape, Abelia grandiflora. Matter of fact, I was trimming some a few weeks ago with a hedge trimmer in one of the parks. There's big bushes of it in the parks. It's a nice plant, and it's blooming here right now. Yeah, they're trying to disturb the peace. That's right, Palm Nation. So Palm Nation is basically a peacekeeper here. That's what Palm Nation is. He keeps the peace. Palms USA. I remember a month or so back, you made a video of a naturalized palm in the park. So, yep, it's still there. It is still there, but I have a feeling somebody's probably going to rip it out one day. I have been watching the stream for a whole time. Wow, Logan, awesome. Don't get bored of it. I'm going to go till 3 hours, I think. We'll go to 3 hours today. Palm Nation, if you move to Henderson, we can meet halfway in Canada sometime and give you some. That's cool. That's awesome. See there, you made a friend on a live stream. Yes, Magnolia grandiflora is a very good species. It is a nice magnolia, and I was looking at some of them at the nursery. They're expensive though. I'm not bored. Good, as long as you never get bored here. I never. Right on. It's fun interacting with all you guys. Paul C. I know that you do take care of the palms and bananas, but how many? And they're around that. Well, you know what? Most of them take care of themselves. So there's no bananas growing in town. They're in private gardens. All the palm trees growing in public areas. I do nothing with them unless just harvest a few seed, but nothing else I do to those palm trees in town. I did have to put some Christmas lights on some last week, and I had to take off some of the lower dead fronds so we get the Christmas lights up the trunk. But other than that, if there's some dead fronds that need to be taken off, I can take them off. The one in Rotary Park I planted years ago, I'm letting it skirt. So I'm not taking any fronds off of it. But one of the other gardeners that works with me, I want to keep her away from with her pruners because she sometimes goes pruner happy and cuts off way too many fronds. Fishaholic Camp, get a YouTube channel, has lots of sable meadow. Galapagos tortoise. Cool. That's awesome. No. Edwin, is our zone changing? Several years ago, we were zone. No, it's about the same here. It's always been like a 9A since I lived here, and once in a while it goes down to an 8B in a really bad winter, a high end 8B. So the last time we dropped into high end 8B was December 2008. Mid to late December 2008, we dropped into a high end of zone 8B when we dropped below minus 6.5 for a bit. Florida, there's saw palmettos under the pines. I'd love to go to Florida and see the saw palmettos. Yeah, there's lots of palm trees at Grace Point in Ganges, and I did that consultation. They hired me many moons ago to do that. I sold them a lot of palm trees. No. 5 Second Genius, no. We need more global warming. Yes, Fishaholic, it's going to happen, I hope. Do Truckee seedlings grow well indoors? Long term, no, because they get spider mites. Great work that you did in all caps. Laugh out loud. Paul C. Rhododendrons are evergreen. Yes. Well, the ones we grow here are evergreen. We have lots of rhododendrons here. There's native rhododendrons to our coast. There's none native here to Salt Spring, but Manning Park, I've seen native ones. And on the west coast of Vancouver Island, there's native rhododendrons. There's also another beautiful native broadleaf tree that grows in Tofino and Ucluelet on the west coast called a Pacific wax myrtle. There's only 2 species of native broadleaf evergreen trees in all of Canada, and you will only find them here in certain areas on the Pacific coast. So Salt Spring, we have lots of them. They're evergreen, and they're Arbutus manzesii, Pacific madrona. We have towering ones all over our property, and then there's Pacific wax myrtle. A lot of tropical low-lying Pacific countries will disappear within. Yeah, Kiribati is one of them. I've watched Wendy and I watched a show on that. It's sad. We have wax myrtle in Texas too. That's cool. Yeah, we have them here, but they're native. We have Pacific wax myrtle, and they're big. And I shot some really good videos of them. You can see them on this channel. Some of them are 30 feet tall. Have you tried to cocoa core germinate tracking seed? No, I've never tried that. I use Sunshine Mix 4, and I also use Pro Mix HP for germinating everything, and even starting cuttings. And we had rhododendrons. Yeah, rhododendrons I think would do good where you are, blast off for sure. Well, I'm going to be coming close to the end of my live stream because we're getting up to 3 hours. And then I got to go grab something to eat, and then I got to get Wendy. She might want to use the internet. So anyway, we're coming up close to, what does this say? Joy Baker. Isn't that interesting, eh? Joy Baker, a spammer. But Palm Nation is fast. See, the thing is, Palm Nation is faster than Joy Baker. Sorry, Joy Baker. Joy Baker's not her real name anyway. Well, I have to go for, I have to go from warm Alberta, Miley, Mercy, and see you to Salt Spring Island. I wish you all the best. Okay, thanks, Paul C. Okay, let's join in the next live stream. Who's more over the? Who? They do that a lot here. I don't do it. There's somebody that took a lot of fur off. Well, I'm going to be harvesting seeds soon off some 20 footers with no fiber on them. They were defibered a long time ago. I think it looks pretty cool, but I would never do that to any of our palms because to me, it's like going out into a cold winter day without a jacket on. So that fur is on those palms for a reason. How are you? They're doing really well. They are doing really well. I have cutting started, and they're rooted out into the water right now. So I think seeds should be stored. I think seeds should be stored. I have lots of seeds stored right now in the basement. I've been harvesting palm seeds, like a seed bank. Yeah, people do that too. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to back on out of here. I think this is a long enough live stream. We're 3 hours, 1 minute, 20 seconds, and so many nanoseconds. Logan could figure that out. Logan's a mathematician here. So 3 hours and seconds is a lot of seconds. So I've been, there's 60 seconds in a minute, and then you can figure out how many seconds are in an hour, right? You mathematicians. I don't have my calculator. That's why God invented calculators. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Thanks, Palm Nation, for doing your job, and they're doing a good job and getting on it quick. He's fast. Palm Nation is fast. You can't get anything past Palm Nation. Okay, see you guys later, and I'm glad you guys were in there. It was lots of fun. And goodbye and greetings from Salt Spring Island to Edwin in the Netherlands. Good to see you in there. I have lots of friends in the Netherlands, and there's lots of palms out there too. This is a great team. I'm glad I joined. Right on. Thanks, Logan. You're the man. $1.99. I keep forgetting there's a dollar sign there. I don't even know why that's there. Anyway, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys later. And join in next time. Maybe we'll do another one tomorrow. I think if I do one tomorrow, it'll be at high noon, okay? High noon Pacific time, our time, right? So we're the same time zone as California. Remember that, same time zone. And Logan, mathematician, thanks for all your mathematics in there. That's pretty amazing. I'm pretty blown away by that. So stay safe out there. And okay, he's going to do the nanoseconds of how many hours we've streamed for. Logan, the future accountant. And I think he's kind of like Einstein. Are you sure you're not Einstein's kid? Okay, I'm holding up. We're holding up because Logan's going to figure out how many nanoseconds this live stream is. 3 hours and 3 seconds. Go past 3 hours tomorrow. Break. Do an 8-hour live stream. Unreal. Thank God my computer plugs in and I'm not on a battery. 3 p.m. there. Okay, yeah. So it's 2:58 here. It's still a nice day out there. And like I say, just a typical December day here on Salt Spring Island. I could break it tomorrow. Okay, we'll go for 3 hours and 5 minutes. Watch out for the ladies who can't prune. Yeah, we got to watch for those ladies. They got to hang their pruners up. Hey, folks, Mac Attack. Okay, Mac Attack, I'm just signing off here shortly, but there's the other moderator. He's got the name in blue, the wrench. Palm Nation's also a moderator as well. I was here to, you were here to witness the record. You were here to witness the record. That's good. Yeah, hi, Mac Attack. Hope things are all right in Ontario there. Just about ended. from one moderator to another moderator. See, Palm Nation is down in the volunteer state. Macatac's in Ontario, and Macatac used to live here on Salt Spring Island. So two moderators chit-chatting there, and two moderators are better than no moderators. We have three moderators, but Clyde's not here today. Clyde comes in once in a while. Palm Nation's a regular, and Macatac's a regular. So that's good. They're regulars here on the live stream. And I think Logan's still figuring out the nanoseconds of this live stream, which is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of nanoseconds, right? How he's figuring it out, I really don't know. I'm waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting in anticipation for Logan's mathematical wizardry to show up here in a comment. So how can I get moderator? Well, I only have three moderators right now, and if one of them ever decides to retire, then we'll have to think of another moderator. But I also have moderators in my YouTube and my Facebook groups too, and they keep things in check. That's what moderators do. They keep things in check. So if there's spammers or trollers, they can get onto them before I can. I don't always get onto them fast enough. Palm Nation's a young guy, so he's quick. He's quick on the computer. I'm not near frequent enough to be a mod. No, but that's okay. It's good. I mean, Palm Nation and Macatac, they take care of spammers and trollers, and it goes the same on my into Facebook too. I need some in my channel. Well, you can do them when you do live stream, and I guess on your channel you could probably have them too. I guess that's the way it works, but it definitely works on the live stream moderators. So you just go in if you do a live stream, and that's how you can get a moderator. And you pick somebody to do that. Live me and admins. Live me and admins. Okay, I'm an administrator for my groups because I started them. I need some for my channel. It's good to have them. It's just good to have them in there. It's kind of like having a bodyguard. Okay, so these guys are kind of like my YouTube live stream bodyguards. All right, so they're kind of like watching my back. So I'm walking down a dark alley, and some guy has a club, and he's going to beat me. And Palm Nation takes him out, or Macatac takes him out. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. They're kind of like my live stream bodyguards. Okay, Logan, his live stream is about. Okay, I'm counting the zeros. There's 3. It's a million. Oh, let me put my glasses on. That's 1 million. Is that 1 quintillion? Is that what it is? 1 quintillion. Whoa. There you go, Logan. Don't forget about New Madrid earthquakes. Okay, I'll check that out. New Madrid earthquakes. I think you need a moderator for the garden. I do. Yeah, I haven't talked to her yet. I'm afraid what I could say. It's in the trillions. Okay, it's in the trillions, Logan. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining in the live stream. Thanks, Logan, for figuring stuff out. He's the man. Whenever I got a mathematical problem, I'm going to call Logan. That's it. Logan's going to figure it out for me. Thank you very much, you guys. It's been a slice. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you for the next live stream. So that was a 3-hour and 7-minute live stream. I didn't anticipate going that long, but it was long. Thanks for hanging in there. And like I say, yeah, we do get off topic sometimes, but that's what makes a live stream more fun. All right. So take care, and stay tuned for the next live stream. And I thank you all, and cheers and aloha. See you all, everybody. Macatac, Logan, everybody in there. Cheers and aloha. And Jane, aloha. And Gentle Gardner, and Bigfoot Squad, and Sam, and this and that, and Palms USA, and Tropical PDX, and Palm Nation. I could go on and on. There's a lot of people in there today. So take care and stay safe. And I'm going to end the stream right now. Bye now.